listening to M.T.V.B podcast. Movies, TV, video and board games. This show may contain swearing.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the M.T.V.B podcast, the podcast that talks about movies,
TV shows,
video games,
and board games. I'm your host Anthony, as most people know me as the Ant-Man, and welcome. Guys, this week's episode we're going to be talking about those video games that you just love to do with your best mates and not online, literally actually in person with them. And I'm joined by a bunch of guys that love to talk about our top 5 couch co-op games. Guys, introduce yourselves around the table, please.
Hi, I'm Goku.
Hey guys, once again it's Gal, aka Grey Fox in the building.
Nice, guys, welcome. Thanks for coming back.
Hey,
excited for this episode?
Excited, yeah.
100%.
I wanted to do this for a while, actually, this one. I wanted to, since we did the online episode,
yeah,
I really wanted the next episode to be this one. So we waited for 2 more seasons, but we got there in the end.
Only 2 more seasons.
We got there. So how's your list? Got your list done?
Yeah,
there was quite a fair amount of games.
I like my list, yeah. I'm so very varied, varied in the sense that there's different type of games.
Mine kind of goes back quite as a young gamer to now sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
I had to, crop things out and there.
Yeah,
but
same.
I literally had to go back to my best moments with my mates.
Right. Yeah.
And the thing is that there are a couple on here I really am going to get slammed for not putting on the top 5. So I'll obviously make a mention, or unless you guys have it, it'll be very interesting choices here.
Nice.
Let's do the usual questions like we normally do. Let's start off with a really good one. And it's not going to be what was your first one, like I normally do. I would like you guys to explain what the difference is between an online and a couch co-op game.
Okay. You want to go first?
I can go first.
Go on.
Couch co-op is where you can literally see your mates getting owned or you getting owned. Like, do you know? Like, there is some satisfaction. Yeah, like literally, like some in like maybe most of them, but some of them.
Yeah,
there is times where like we would just get together just to own them. Like literally, like I'm so good at this, I'm going to beat all. Like it could to be to a certain extent like to a bet sort of thing. But we will work up that weekend for this moment. Whereas the difference between the online is you won't get that. You might still beat them, but it's not the same satisfaction because when you're not right next to them, you can see it and you just have that bounce with them at the time.
Yeah.
Whereas online, it's more like connectivity. Everyone's there.
That's right. Yeah,
but I still prefer the good old days
when it's just
your mates on the couch.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, same.
Do you kind of miss it now?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah,
I think because obviously, like I think as you get older, that you're so busy nowadays. It's hard to even get
even an online game,
or even a podcast,
let alone.
Yeah, exactly. Even an online game, like it's for me, it's impossible right now at the moment.
Definitely, it's what it is. It's the physicality, right? So that person being there and you're seeing them, and like you said, Gal, you're seeing their reaction after you own them, or after just getting destroyed by them. And it's something about it is that kind of energy, that you don't get when you're playing online with them. Like when they're physically there, you can feel their stress.
So it could be me and you battling out on whatever game, but there could be a group of us behind us who like seeing their reaction,
who are spurring
having them spurring you. Oh, go on, Gal, or make sure you do this, or you have all that going on, or you do a mistake and they're just having jokes in the background while you're trying to pull this win off somehow.
Exactly,
it's all of that together.
Definitely,
it's like an event that day.
Exactly,
whereas
it's like an event.
Yeah,
when it's online, it's not really.
It can be. Like I think it online kicked off. Yeah, kind of in an era where I've not kind of moved out of it, like where I've become more like I ain't got time to spend that much time on games.
Yeah.
So I just focus on campaign modes and stuff like that.
Definitely.
But if it was around my younger days, maybe it might be the same. But from personal, I think couch co-op is like way better.
Yeah.
For those reasons I've mentioned.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think that's probably what the difference is, and
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And we used to do that, excuse me, before we did our board game nights. Mm-hmm. Our game nights used to be video games, couch co-op all the way, whether it was like a shooter or some games I'm sure we're bound to mention at some point on this episode as well. I miss that a lot. I mean, not that I know we still meet up, we still play board games together, whatnot, but there's still the aspect as like, I'd really like to take you out on fighting games, for example, or certain things and whatnot. Just like
one of them just came in my mind. Oh,
yeah, see,
yeah, And the thing is, it was a build up. Say if we fix a date,
definitely
for the end of the month, it would be like trash talking throughout all the way,
absolutely,
until the day, and
we'd be putting bets on and stuff like that as well.
It's like I said, an event, and you build up to an event. It's so good.
But before you met us or myself or whatnot, did you have that sort of thing with your mates before then? Because I know I definitely did, trust me.
I literally was carrying around multi-tab in my bag at school.
Multi-tab. Now you're going back. Now you're going back.
That is really,
that was the ones, man.
100%. Yeah. And just
I bet you were the coolest kid on the block because you had that. Because no one I know on the multi-tab.
In my blazer, I would have a Pokemon with the Game Boy Color.
I bet you got I bet you had a memory card there as well. Like a little case for it and everything.
Isn't there like
with my
travel
transfer cables so I can transfer Pokemon?
Yeah. I used to have that for Tetris. Yeah, I remember that for the Game Boys.
Yeah.
So yeah,
good old
transfer cable.
Oh my god, the transfer,
cable that was your Wi-Fi. Before it was Wi-Fi.
It's so good though. It's so good, man.
That's amazing, isn't it? That level of connectivity. Yeah.
Or how, like you said, memory card, and then you give your memory card to your mate to do. I know we're going off topic. Oh, can you do this boss for me, or can you get past this level? And they were like, "Oh yeah,
they can do it for you."
But I'll give you £2 or something.
I'll buy you lunch. Yeah,
it's so good. Good old days.
Yeah.
Now it's all done digital.
So you've kind of, Gal, you've already kind of answered the second question. So I'll point it to Gokul.
Yeah.
And again, which one did you prefer? Do you prefer your online, or do you prefer
couch co-op?
Having your mates over, spending a bit of time with them, couch co-op and whatnot?
I think it was more of a couch co-op. Like you said, it's just having someone your friends physically there. And again, it's like when I think of it, it's more about using for me, it's all about using more of your senses as well, isn't it? Because when you're kind of like playing online, it feels like that person still is not there. It feels like you're playing against something.
Or is it them?
That's it, right?
Like we had Nash playing with us when we turned out it was his cousin.
It was his cousin who played for
us.
No.
Dude, this guy, serious? Man. Seriously.
Come on.
We were doing horde mode.
Yeah.
And like...
On Titanfall, wasn't it? Yeah.
And it was like the end stage of it. I can't remember. And all of a sudden... Nash is all the way at the end of the map,
and he's like walking into a wall, isn't he?
And I was, dude, what are you doing? So, sorry guys, my cousin's playing, innit? And I was like, my nephew.
So he's on the mic talking for him.
Are you serious?
But his cousin's playing.
And it's like, are you serious right now? Like, we're trying to. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
That's the funniest ever.
That's insane.
Dude, it's nuts.
Oh bloody hell! Narish.
There's lies in multiplayer, online multiplayer.
Exactly, the things that you can't see. Whereas when someone's there, you can see them.
Say like you always play this guy and you always beat him on this. You might get his mate to play him because he's like a pro, and you might get beaten. So what's going on? You never know.
Yeah, absolutely. You never know.
You just don't know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when someone's physically there, your friends are there and stuff. You can speak to them, and it's also just more of a social thing, isn't it? It's kind of like which is needed. Like it's needed.
It's missed nowadays. I don't know if it's just us in general, it's because we're grown ups.
I think we need to do the next one. We need to do like a half and half, like half a board game, half a video game.
We need to, man. We need to bring that back.
Yeah,
I miss that.
Definitely. Yeah, exactly.
So with online gaming getting bigger and bigger by the year, by the day, do you feel that couch co-op multiplayer will be like a dying thing now? I know there are certain games that come back. I'm not going to say because it's probably in people's lists that are still trying to keep it alive. But do you think it might die off eventually in the end?
I think like it is dying. Yeah. I see it dying, and the reason is it's mainly due to innovation of technology. With increased broadband speeds, like now it's possible to maybe even have something to visualize your friends, so they don't have to be in the room. You can have cameras and stuff like that. Even speaking, even like the audio codec,
the quality's a lot better now, isn't it?
Is so much better now. It's like all in HD. So it's not like before where it felt like you were talking on a walkie-talkie. So as time goes on, it feels like the immersion is going to also improve and increase. You know, you're gonna.
Oh mate, when I got the Xbox One and the upgrade. Like when because I had a normal headset because I've been playing years on the 360. Yeah. You get a horrible mobile phone sort of connection. It's not very good. You're like, what? You're cracking up.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you got this really high speed broadband, clear as crystal. Like, am I online? Am I on the phone or something?
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit!
I can hear you, mate.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean,
what we live in.
Exactly. That's the thing. I mean, there's companies like Nintendo, hats off to them. They're trying to bring that back. And I don't know if they've done this intentionally, like with games like the Switch, like, having people together and playing together and stuff. You know, they've made a console around that. So you can imagine in that boardroom somewhere in Japan, they're sitting there thinking, you know what, let's have a console where people can still do the whole, couch co-op thing. Bring that back, that interactivity and stuff.
That's why.
But at the same time, there's like the consoles like Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah, they're more focused on just going.
Yeah, they're just so advanced in the sense that you're basically just like it's more online play. Like a lot of things are now kind of tailored towards that. Yeah, I think it's also just the ease of people. Like you said, like people are busy.
Yeah,
they've got like very busy lives compared to before.
I admit, online is easier.
It's easier
to like. I can say to Gal, hopefully if he's free one night. Do you want to play a quick game of Dead by Daylight or not Dead by Daylight? Dead by Daylight or something like
yeah.
But where I can see where you're coming from is that organisation of getting your mates over now is that struggle. As our age now, obviously when you're kids, it's not as bad.
It's exactly.
Going back to your question, a prime example, like the new Halo.
Yep.
It didn't come with a
split screen.
That's what it's all about, Like my brothers were going nuts. I was like, what the hell's going on?
It is coming though, right?
Apparently, yeah. But I think they released it too early. I think that's what's happened. But I don't know. But and it's a prime example. Going back to your question, I think it's a shame. I think it is dying.
Oh, that's it.
But at the same time, if
it's not available, then what can you do?
Exactly.
Exactly. If it was available, me personally, like, this is what you just mentioned. Have I got the time to sit down and even play with my brothers for it? It's those sort of things, and especially right now, the stage in my life, I think super busy is whether they provide co-op or not. I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to play it. As much as I miss it, like let's just say, I'm so excited. You mentioned we need to do split board game nights with video gaming. I'm up for that, man. That'd be amazing.
Definitely.
But then, like you said, it's all about the availability as well. Like my mate of mine, who's been on the show a couple of times, is a massive Halo fan. And when 5 was not split screen, I swear to God, man, if he had a gun, he would go down to 343 and shoot them all. He was so pissed off. Hi, Dave, if you're listening, by the way.
Just like Gab boys, my brothers, they were nuts. Yeah. They played all the Halos.
Because you can do the co-op online, but you can't do the split screen, can you?
The campaign mode. It's annoying. It's big enough to do co-op. I don't know why they didn't. I don't know. It's just one of the examples. I think I'm sure there's more.
It's not giving those players that ability to do it. Is where it kind of dies it off a bit, isn't it? So it's a shame.
Exactly, yeah. There's something about also that split screenness, of kind of seeing, just slightly peeking into their activity.
You peek into he's going that way.
Okay, that adds to it. You got
that's a little gal tactic, that is.
That's a little G tactic. Yeah, okay, this way.
So with couch co-op, do you prefer games that you work together as a team, or it's all against all?
Oh, nice. I like, I don't know, for me, I like working together. For some reason, it's kind of like, you achieved it together stuff.
It depends on the game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it's like Left 4 Dead. Do you want to work together to get through that shit?
Absolutely. Yeah. Like even Back 4 Blood and like... I
think when you're up against someone, I think that's...
Yeah.
All against all.
As much as I love, working together, but all against all is really like fun.
Yeah, it's
especially
fun.
You have... bunch of guys like just
Well, you can still work together and screw them over, like Dead by Daylight, for example. Can do that,
Yes.
Oh man, I'll go more detailed because it might spoil mine.
All right, yeah. Well, so we can go into that later, but
definitely.
We'll kick back on that one. So a lot of couch co-op games are sort of retro games now, purely because they're not online games like from back in the day. If I was to whip out like a golden oldie, for example, would you guys be up for it, or would you like push it aside and say, no, it's because it's old, I won't want to play it?
I would so be up for that. I was actually going to mention that, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm so glad that that question kind of came up, because I'm seeing like also just amongst friends and stuff, there is a resurgence of people going back to bringing out their old school consoles and doing that whole couch co-op thing, kind of reliving that nostalgic kind of feeling. And
now that you've got these little mini consoles that can simply just plug in now.
Plug in, HDMI, power cord, not even power cord, USB, that's all you need, and that's it. And it's so easy to kind of set up on, anywhere. Like, you can even put it in your car or whatever. And it's great that, we can be able to relive that and do that, especially with the retro games, because, with the retro games also, when you think about the controller you're using, like the D-pad and stuff, it was it made it, more challenging and stuff, right? But that's...
Did you get blisters on your thumbs?
Absolutely.
Come on, right? On that D-pad.
Scrolling, going up and down across, and stuff like that. That's what added to the challenge of it, right? And it's just, little things like that. But then that's all part of the nostalgia. You're like, oh my God, like now I'm using an analog stick that floats, But back then it was like you had to literally click it to go up and down. It kind of added to that immersion. Little things like that, just like the whole retro feel to it. And the music and hearing all this and all that, I reliving it all,
Like, going back to, I think, like, if you had said I don't know, without spoiling anyone's, like, if you mentioned a game that is quite a couch co-op play, and I had fond memory of it, and you said, look, we can do it tonight, and I'm like, let's do it, just for nostalgia.
Let's do
this shit right now, let's go. So I'll be up for it, man.
And that's when I love it, because when you people are up for it, that's when the trash talk comes in, and that's when it's like,
because immediately you go back to all those mememories that you had, and you're like, shit, I remember this. And if you say, for instance, if you were with the group of guys that I used to play with, you'd be like, oh yeah, you remember, and then you start, oh yeah, remember this, I remember, and then we're like, let's do this, let's
do you remember the fighting games episode we did on season 1? And we had the arcade down, didn't we? Like, straight after that, we went to and played Tekken 3 straight after, and how big was that? And the next minute he was like, oh, there's buttons in it and shit.
I think I have a photo of you guys playing on that console together. It's so cool.
So my last question to you before we go to our top 5s then is that when you have your mates over and you play games, be honest, are you a button masher or do you know your shit when you're playing?
Depends on the game.
Yeah. I think most games in general, I'm probably a button masher.
Nash is definitely a button smasher.
Oh, by far,
100%.
Yeah, by far.
He just hits and hopes, doesn't he? Yeah.
Depends on the game. Like, depending on the character that I'm playing as well.
Yeah.
Depends. That you button mash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't identify as a button smasher, but if I'm like, if the pressure's on and Ant's giving it to me big and I'm like, fuck this, man, like maybe like the last 10 seconds, maybe like, fuck it. But I'm not. I don't identify.
If Ant's giving it, anyone else he could have picked if Ant's giving it. Nice.
What about Goku?
Me? I think
he's 100% button smasher. 100%.
Like one, man. You actually look bona fide.
I'm a hybrid, like, of button smashing and also strategy
and perfectionist.
And perfectionist, exactly. Kind of throwing it in,
Or button masher perfectionist.
Yeah.
He's one of those one that has a strategy and it goes all shits up. Then he's like, well, fuck it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's basically me.
Yeah, that's you 100%.
That's me in a nutshell.
I've known you for 20 years or more. All your life.
Yeah. So that's me with questions, guys. Obviously, you've got to go into a bit more detail with one of them later.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Have you guys got anything you want to add? If not, we'll go straight to the top 5s.
Let's do this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes.
It's time for a top 5. Number 5.
Who'd like to go first?
Oh,
don't mind.
Go on, Gal.
Or who? All right, let's who'd like to be last?
Oh,
I'll go first.
Right, you go first. We'll go around.
We'll go around.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Big Gal. Number 5 couch co-op game.
Okay, my one is Smash Bros. Melee's on the GameCube.
Nice.
Oh, good choice.
This one,
Good choice.
This is probably my first venture into Smash Brothers. I think the one before was on N64.
64 was the first ever original. Yeah.
This is the one on the GameCube, and I loved it. It was only.
Did you have a 64?
No.
Okay.
No. I never owned one, but I really would like to.
Yeah.
But I did own a GameCube, which I recently found when I was looking through my loft.
Oh, nice.
But anyway,
nice.
I played it with my brothers, and oh my God, I think we've talked about it with my brothers on a previous episode, but
it might have been the fighting game episode. Yeah,
it's the one where I think they mentioned you to unlock a certain character Mewtwo, you got to play 80 matches or 80 hours in the game.
80 hours.
And they lost the memory and they did it again.
Heard about
something ridiculous like that. Anyway, and we went nuts on it. We would literally play it constantly. And what we did, I think that's how I was trying to get into you to play it. We would do a special. So obviously everyone knows Smash Brothers. You have all the famous Nintendo characters, and they have all their moves, and everyone plays.
It's basically them fighting, right?
That's it, yeah. And but
it's not like your average fighting game, is it?
So it will have. You can have items that will drop from various different games. You have mushrooms, and you go big. You can get a Pokeball, and the Pokemon. It is wild, really wild, and it's amazing. And what we do a custom a custom match called Sudden Death. So the idea of the game, a normal game, is where you beat them up, and they have a percentage. The health is a percentage, and as it goes higher and higher, it goes red. So they've got more chance of getting kicked off the stage.
Right.
So so we set it so it's a super sudden death. So it's already high on 300.
And so any punch can just send you out.
Just go flying.
Oh, that's crazy.
And we set it to 99 health. And with 10 minutes, we're down. Like, it's so manic, and we'll have like certain items, like a hammer. I don't know where it's from, but it's a hammer, and it's literally like you grab it. You must have seen it. Like everyone will be like fighting, and then you just random going, and he's like proper like.
You just see this hammer on the screen.
It sounds like a Christopher Nolan film.
That's how it sounds. That's how it sounds. It just sees character, and they just like morph through all the characters, and they just go douche, 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 and it's crazy fun, man. I had so much fun with this game, and I think to the extent, a couple of the kids my mum used to look after, they got involved, and they, till this day, I still think they play it so badly.
Wow.
They got into it. They will have this sort of like, so there were two brothers, and it was two of my brothers, and they went super serious. Like these guys would go home and train, and they would come back. They played it to almost like a pro level, because there's a level which I didn't know where you can block like with the if you hit someone and you can counter react. They were doing these nonsense things. I'm just a casual player. I'm having fun, and they would just go next level, and I'm just like, fuck these guys, man. Like, but it was I love it. I don't know how. I think even though the recent one has so many characters, I can't remember the name. The last one that's come out on the Switch, the Melee is the one I have fun memory, and I still think it's the best one.
Melee one.
Yeah, and I have so much.
Because it's your first, or you think in your mind it is the best one?
I think in general it's the best one.
Okay.
Probably because it's my first one. I didn't know this type of fighting, because I've come from Street Fighter, Tekken. I didn't know this type of fighting game exists, because you're more so when you're doing fighting, it's more serious.
Yeah.
Where this is so wacky and crazy, and what I loved about the Melee one, and that's why it annoyed me at the first one, the recent one, is they have these sort of collections, so trophies. Yeah. So you have, imagine this like the table like we have here. So you collect these trophies depending on conditions, and you can put your money that you earned into this sort of. You remember those toys or bubblegum machines outside corner shops?
Yeah.
You put 20p in.
Yeah. It's a bubblegum little twist thing.
You put that in the game, and then you collect, and then it just like all these trophies like amiibos.
Yeah.
It's like that on the laid out on the table, and that's sort of some sort of satisfaction. You see all these trophies that you accumulated while you're playing. We had 100, and it's almost like a biography of all like Nintendo stuff. If you click on it, and it will be like, oh, this is from this game, and it has a description. It was amazing. If you collected everything, you would know a shitload about Nintendo.
That is
and
insane.
it was so cool the way you could zoom in, and this is one aspect which the new one lacks. It doesn't have that.
Didn't have that.
It does this sort of like sticker album. I was like, oh, that's lame, man. You should have had the fucking trophy shit. It was so much better.
The 3D trophy.
Yeah. It could have been. Hello? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so I think it should be higher, but some of the other ones I have more fond memories of. So that's why it's my number 5.
That's such a good choice.
Smash Brothers Melee.
I remember when that came out. That came out in 2002.
I think 2001 could be.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
Because it was on the GameCube, wasn't it? And I had a few friends who basically like were in my school who were really like into it as well, like proper into it. And we went to their house, and like it was the first time that I actually stayed over at a friend's house all night to play a video game. Normally we'd stay over and play movies, and we must have been like 12 at the time, and we were just literally playing Super Smash Bros. All night long. And I was like, how is this game so addictive? Right?
I can't explain until you play it. Like, I think it's difficult for me to explain. Like if you sit down and you play it, you actually appreciate, especially if you're a Nintendo fanboy. Like you appreciate all these like item drops. It's not just the mushrooms. There's other things in it, like the finishes of the
like mallets and stuff like that.
And everything's from a
that's from Donkey Kong, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
That's right.
And I think
from the original game.
and I think Sony tried to do one again. I can't remember.
All Stars.
Did that work?
No,
it was okay. It was good. I had it on the Vita. That was
That's it.
yeah.
It was on the
the
Vita as
Vita,
well.
yes.
I would just wish it was more. I think it took it more serious, whereas Smash, well, like I said, it was
fun.
more fun
Yeah.
oriented.
Yeah,
It was more
absolutely,
like,
yeah.
you know, you could actually have a laugh, like
Yeah,
literally,
yeah.
you'd be cracking up. Just like so, us three be like proper serious, like fighting out, and this one dude with a hammer. Every time that happened, we all crack up. The way they'll go flying, or like it's ridiculous. Some of the things you see is so funny, hilarious.
I bet. Yeah. Fun times, man.
Fun, so good.
Fun, good.
And
Yeah,
obviously
it was good.
fun times with your mates playing.
That's
it.
it.
as well.
Yeah, that's it.
exactly.
Initially, that's what it was about.
Absolutely. And one thing about what made it really good on, I have respect for this for Nintendo consoles, is like, seriously, I think from the dawn of time, is part of their DNA and framework is that they really do believe in this kind of couch co-op kind of thing.
Yeah,
Because if you
100%.
look, right, up until the design of the console.
You
know,
can
the
still do that
GameCube-
now with the Switch one, right?
Yeah, you can because it's wireless and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think even back then, they didn't. Well, Sony had a thing where you buy multi-tap, so we can get a bit more money, so you can play with your friends. But Nintendo,
Well, Nintendo
didn't
always
give a
had
shit.
more.
They had
It came with it,
ports,
sorry,
right?
but yeah.
With the N64, that was like the
Switch
first
comes-
console with it.
Turns into two controllers.
Exactly. It's part of their DNA and framework, and
They've always
think,
invested in more players, haven't they?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
They really just didn't care about profit. They just
They
wanted people to
even
get
now.
together
I
and play,
I still think they're like a generation or two generation behind on the Switch. Like,
Yeah.
they're still going strong.
Yeah,
They're still
absolutely.
going
Yeah.
strong, like,
Still, it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, it's great.
Neintendo for life.
Need to get a tattoo done.
Yeah.
Nintendo tattoo. That'd be
Imagine
awesome.
an N64. Like, no,
He's never owned one, so you can't have it. Get a cube. That would have done it.
I might.
So Goku.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Anything else on that?
No, that's it.
No. So Goku, what's
Yeah.
your number 5?
Right, so my number 5, I definitely had to put this on the list. It's a game that came out through the Game Pass during lockdown in 2020. It's a game called Moving Out. Yeah,
Moving Out,
yeah. And
We've talked about this before.
Absolutely, yeah, because
And I nearly disowned my child over it. It's a great game. That's a good
it's
choice.
So fun because it's a very kiddish kind of game. But I
Yeah.
remember one time there was a period in lockdown where people the house. Remember the rule of 6 thing, like in this country,
That's
where
right.
6 people can meet up in a house and stuff. I remember there's a time when I had like my cousins and my brother came over and stuff, and we played this all evening. And it was the first time that normally when we get together, we play games or we go out and eat and stuff like that. We don't really play video games and stuff like that, So it was the first time, we had the Xbox, and I happened to have like 4 controllers in the house, and my cousin brought hers over and stuff. And we were just playing that. And we just got through every level of it. And just
It's addictive, isn't it?
It's addictive.
Yeah.
And it's,
The
I love
space
the
missions
idea.
are not in.
Oh, the space mission. Let's not get started on the space mission.
it-
That's
Some
a
of, the,
long time.
but some of the houses are really good. You can
Oh,
do it
they're
one in a
so-
video shop. You can do it on top of a car and
Absolutely,
everything.
yeah. So for the viewers, if who don't know about Moving Out, it's a
Yeah,
game
sorry.
where basically you're taking, like you're helping people move out of their house or moving into their
You're
house.
the movers, basically.
So
aren't you?
exactly.
yeah.
So you're taking items and stuff like that, and there's certain items which you have to take, and you rack up the points. And obviously, the better you do, and the quicker you do it, the more
Similar
stars you
to
get.
Overcooked. The
Very
I
one-
was
like
literally about to
Overcooked.
say it's overcooked
Yes.
with moving
Moving
things.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's overcooked for moving things. That's all it is. Yeah, and it's such a genius idea, but it's so fun to do as well. And it's the
It
whole,
is, yeah.
exactly. Like for example, you control each player. So say for example, if you want to drag a sofa, right, you can do it by yourself. But then if someone else is free, you can tell them to come and join you, pick up the sofa and
It'll be
take it
quicker.
outside. It'll be much quicker.
There's certain things you need
Right.
2 people for, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
like
Yeah,
the
So little
sofas
things
and stuff like that. And
yeah,
what I love
yeah.
about it is like the van's parked there and you just
Yeah,
dash it in.
just
You can
dash
throw it in,
everything
can't
in.
you?
And I swear you
Yeah,
could
it's
dash
so
the
good.
person holding it into the van as well.
If
Is
you
that
time it right, you can probably get the person.
You can
Yeah,
throw
that's
it over to them.
Yeah.
Like if there's a swimming pool in the way, you can throw items
can
over
throw
to
it,
them
yeah.
to catch as well.
I
Yeah,
love that
exactly.
bit.
You can throw things over and stuff like that. Yeah, and it's just really fun. I think when you play it with 2 players, it's fun. When you add more players, it gets a bit more
Competitive then.
competitive as well. Yeah, and it just gets a bit more interesting as well. So you can call out to more of your players. You can be like, oh, so and so get this. So it's all that kind of strategy, kind of thing. And it's a really good bonding session. You know how companies have like seriously.
I wouldn't go that far.
I'd say like if you're a part of a
Shouting at
company,
your kids session more like.
yeah, disowning family
Yeah.
members,
Jeez.
like, yeah. So,
Bless
yeah,
her.
it's it really does help, with it's just really cool. Like even the whole communication aspect of it is just so fun. Like really, really
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. It took me by surprise. I was a bit skeptical because I thought, okay, like there's Overcooked and then this game came out, but it was just so much fun,
That's the thing, because I thought it was done by the same guys. It's not. It's a completely different thing. And
exactly.
I was just like, because I wasn't too into Overcooked. I love Overcooked now, but I wasn't too into it now.
Yes.
But yeah, we played that, like you said, literally over lockdown. It was on the Game Pass during lockdown.
Right.
And so we were like, come on, let's do the next level.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah, it's good, man.
Exactly.
And then sometimes
really
my little
good.
one was like, no, I want to go back and get a gold medal. Let's go back and do it again.
We got that. I've got that addiction where if you got in a row of like 3 stars and there's one like just 2 stars, and like,
go
back
right.
3 stars.
You've got to go back.
Get
It's
the 3
annoying.
star.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
That's what spoils the game for me sometimes. And it's so sometimes so hard you can't do it. And you're like, fuck it, I can't do it. But I'm not playing. I'm not completing it. Exactly. But there's a similar game to that. I don't think it's co-op. I'm just going on topic called Unpack. And basically, you're just unpacking, and then basically throughout this sort of, so you're unpacking each room,
right,
as this person's moving out throughout his life, and it tells a story. It's meant to be actually really good. Unpacking.
I played that. Yeah.
Oh, you played that?
Yeah,
okay.
that's actually that's on Game Pass as well. Actually,
was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's really.
I've just heard about it. I remember.
Yeah.
It just sounded so similar to.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to.
Yeah.
This kind of topic. So.
No, I've never heard of it. So
yeah,
it's
meant to be good.
Very similar to that. Yeah, but that's moving out. It's pretty.
It's good.
It's it's really fun.
That's a damn good.
I had it on my honorable mention. So
yeah, definitely that definitely had to make the list. I think that's kind of like it's couch co-op, but it's like a different kind of
100%.
Kind of
it
thing.
is. Yeah,
really interesting.
Do you reckon it's one of those ones that Biggie will draw maps up and go nuts?
He would devise a strategy.
Yeah, 100%. He would.
Literally. Yeah, he would sit there.
But there's the annoying part where you have to put the items in the truck, but you have to put them a certain way.
That's what makes it interesting. Yeah,
right?
So it's kind of got that kind of Tetris element to it.
That's
so
it.
You have to try and fit everything in on the plank. That's what makes it interesting, because then the physics of it is what's really good, right? So, for example, if something's slightly more heavy or a bit more roundy or whatever, it will fall off. So you've got to kind of, prioritize where to put that, And if a couch has, for example, fabric
it's an
on
L shape as well.
The L-shaped couch, right? And also, because it's got, this is what's genius, the fabric on it. So there's friction, so you can put items on the couch and that will hold it, whereas if you have like a glass table, things will slide off it. So there's a lot of physics in it as well.
I just have this memory. I swear, like you could dash the sofa off through the window into the
yeah.
There's an option you can turn off the truck part, so you don't have to fix it in. Like Tetris, you can turn that off and literally just throw shit in.
Okay. Yeah, makes it a lot.
It's called easy mode.
It's called easy mode. Yeah. So that's number 5.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good choice, sir. My number 5 is going to be a game. It's been on a few console generations, but there's one in particular I'll go to. But anyway, the game I'm going to talk about is NBA Jam.
Oh wow.
Right?
Yeah.
You know NBA Jam?
Oh my goodness.
So NBA Jam's been around since, the Mega Drive days? I would have thought Mega Drive, Super Nintendo days.
Nice.
Obviously, it's a great game, great couch co-op game. And then it built up, and then obviously PlayStation brought out like Total NBA Jams and all that sort of stuff, which is really good. But the combo of the two is when Xbox remastered it and brought out their version of it, I believe in 2011 it was.
2011.
NBA Jam Extreme, I think it's called. That's my number 5. Wow. That's brilliant. That is like the two best in there. All in one, put together with the best couch co-op ever. It is fun. It's ridiculous. It's got big head mode, which makes everything even better. But like Big Gas says, you got the boom shakalaka from way downtown. 5-ball string version. That's what it's called. Yeah, because obviously if you get 3 in a row, your ball gets on flame, and you can do these ridiculous slam dunks and everything.
And they go through the hoop as well.
Yeah, and you can have up to 4 people playing it, 2 per team, whatnot. And you're like, come on, let's do this. Tackle him. Get it down. It's just like, it's so good.
So fun. As I say, it's one of those fun games. It's good laugh, man.
I
forgot about it.
It's so competitive as well, even though it's ridiculously stupid, but it's brilliant. It's basketball. I love basketball at the end of the day. And
it has all your favourite old time.
You've got all the old Scottie Pippins and your Michaels and all that stuff. Yeah, and you've got your all the other teams that I used to really like Charlotte Hornets and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, wow.
Orlando Magic, all that, and it just seeing them with massive heads as well, doing these ridiculous slam dunks from way downtown, in and out.
3 players per team, right? And you can have any players in that team. Is that how it,
basically,
it's 3 versus 3.
Yeah, it's really good.
Nice.
Just a lot of fun. I've had a lot of great memories of it, but I've had memories of it from generation of consoles.
Yeah.
Like I said, I started playing it from the Mega Drive where it was just your 2 players, multi-taps with PlayStation and whatnot. And then when it got to like the Xbox version, I think it's on other ones, but Xbox brought it out first on the 360. And then I think we even started playing it around yours a couple of times as well.
I think like a couple of years ago we started.
Basketball is one of those games where you can just go back to. Easy to learn, know how to play, pass, shoot.
Yeah, it didn't have all that technical. It's literally just a few buttons and then
isn't it?
go.
Yeah, it's nothing about you have to be like professional basketball player or anything. You don't have to bring out plays and everything like that at all.
Strategy,
It's literally pass, tackle,
That's
shoot from way downtown.
Yeah.
Everyone tries to go 3-pointers. They know who you are out there. You always try 3-pointers and it fails. But yeah. NBA Jam, I can't deny it is got to be on my list as number 5. So we'll go to number 4s.
Number 4.
Big Gal, what's your number 4, sir?
Okay, my number 4 is Resident Evil 5.
Ooh,
wow, very good choice.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that was a 2-player co-op.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah. That was the one that introduced the co-op element to it.
Yes, one. I think probably one of the first one. Yeah, first one to have like co-op, and you literally can't play it. One player. I don't think
it's best to have the two, but you can play it with one. It's apparently not very good, is it? With the other.
And this one comes off after one of my favorite ones, which is Resident Evil 4.
Sure,
and it's 6. Similar to the same sort of style where it's the third person but with co-op, and it's Resident Evil co-op. What not to love? It's so good. Yeah. It's so good. I think you can get it on all the.
I remember it being people or fans, especially myself, were so skeptical on the whole co-op part of it.
Oh, really?
Because Resident Evil is a one-player thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
and the fact that Capcom tried it.
I think it worked well, man.
Apparently, it's the biggest selling one so far, Resident Evil game ever.
Wow, it was like if it wasn't for 4, I think 5 would be up like one of my best ones.
5, yeah.
But because obviously, every time I play, it's always been with my brother. I think either Courage or Card, and every time we would just try to get 100% and get all the emblems. I think.
Yep.
Nice. And it's so good. The game's.
I've gone back to it a couple of times and been like, I try to remember. I swear there's a part where there's a crocodile that comes out at some point. And
the boat levels.
And the boat levels, everything.
It goes on and on, dude. It's an amazing game.
It's not a bad game, yeah.
Yeah, nice. I would recommend it to anyone. And I'm just waiting for it to hit the. I know it's not that much on the Switch. I think it's 15 or 17 or 20 quid or something.
I know. I remember when that game came out. My wife is a fan of Resident Evil, and she was like, "Oh, what are you playing, Resident Evil?" And Resident Evil, so there's a 5th one? Yeah. I said, this time you can play 2 people you want to play. And she don't play video games, up until a certain point. And she was like, let's get on this. I want to play this. So it was kind of cool that game got her back into it as well. So that was going to be an honorable mention because obviously the wife had played it before or not.
Amazing. Yeah. Is it scary? Is it still have that like? Is it scary?
Yeah, totally.
It's scary, but because you have that 2 player, it's not that scary. Whereas 4 is more scarier, like because it's one player. You have,
5 still has some good moments.
I got back up, but it's still got elements of scariness.
Yeah.
But
like it comes.
You go first. No, you go forward. No, you go forward.
He was like, no, I'll back you up because it does this very thing, like almost like a horde mode, like especially in the beginning and some of the later stages, where like you're basically surrounded in this house, and then you got to literally go out, and then you got like hordes and hordes of these zombies coming. This big guy with an axe coming to like hunt you down and stuff. So you got it's quite like, and you got like strategize and.
Can I do it together?
Yeah, it's really good fun and
pretty good, man.
I think a lot of people I remember complained about it, like it kind of strayed more to the action side a bit.
Slowly got rid of the horror more to action. 6 was full on action, wasn't it? Yeah.
Whereas I think they had okay balance. I still think it's great.
Yeah,
it holds up so well. So that's why it's my number 4.
Number 4.
It's really good.
No, it's good. Yeah. I mean, I've had some good moments with that game. And did you know the servers still work for it now?
No way.
You can still do.
Oh yeah,
you can online. You can still be on co-op.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, you can.
Oh damn!
So it's couch and online.
That's it. Yeah. Wow. I think it's like a high score sort of thing. You got go around.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like a horde mode, isn't it? Isn't it a horde mode? I can't remember.
There is at the beginning. You're right.
Yeah.
When did this game come out?
2009.
Wow, that's amazing to think that they kind of reopened or left the servers open because obviously there's quite a.
I didn't realise as well.
Yeah,
and because the games go so cheap every now and then as well, people still go onto it at the end of the day. I think literally Resident Evil 6 is the only one I don't own. I own every other Resident Evil game.
Wow,
I hate 6 so much.
No way. Wow.
I'm just waiting. I think I own it on all the consoles. I'm just waiting for it to go a bit cheaper, make scumbag, but on the Switch, I want to play it again. So
get on Steam Deck. It's £2.74.
Still on pre-order. They haven't messaged me yet.
Anything else on that, sir?
No, that's it. It's short and sweet.
It would have been good if Resident 5 was 5. That would have been good.
I didn't think of that. I should have done that.
So you're saying Resident 5 is better than Smash Bros? What?
Yeah, I mean, Resident
exclusive first. He puts Resident Evil over Nintendo.
Do you think he's put it the wrong way around?
I think
he's just trying to.
I think he's fucked up.
I thought I was going to take it.
I like it. It's good. It's good
No,
choice,
nice
man. That was a good choice.
Go
It's
cool.
very different. Well done.
What's your number 4, sir?
So my number 4 is a game. I'm probably going to get a clash on this, right? But I'm going to say it. No Way Out.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's the prison break.
That's the prison one. Yeah.
Yes.
Me and you played that, didn't we?
We did, yeah. We
did
did it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's literally, you have to play that game 2-player,
You
isn't
have
it?
to. Yeah. Okay.
Cracking game that is.
Absolutely. So no clashes, right?
No.
This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is good. I genuinely thought
It was going to
it's
be
an
mentioned in
all-round
one of my
clash.
questions earlier.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to say it in case, because I thought he might have had that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I thought
we played
you
it.
had it. Yeah, I thought you were going to mention it. 'Cause it
Right.
was-
No, not mine.
Amazing. Okay, a little backstory about the guys who made this. It's a company called Hazelight, and they're a subsidiary of EA that have been set up to specifically make groundbreaking couch co-op games.
Yep.
Right, and they've done 2 so far. This one and Take Me Home. I think that's the newest one, or It Takes Two. Sorry,
It Takes Two,
That's
yes.
right. Yeah, that's
which
also
one,
done by
Which won
them.
an award last year, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
Best
yeah.
game of the year or something?
Best game of the year. The biggest con about this, and this was something that was so annoying, is that you need to play with someone, which makes sense, right? Which makes sense. In order to experience the game properly, it's better to have someone to play with. But that person has to physically be with you at one point. But then they changed it so that you can actually play online with them, which was, fantastic. But the best kind of way to play this game is to play it
Split screen only, wasn't it?
Split screen only, yeah, but with the person next to you. So I had a time when I was playing this, I was playing it with my neighbor, and he was also into his video game. So me and John would be playing this and would bang this game out. We played this game
John?
properly. No, it's a different John. Different John.
Okay.
Yeah, too many Johns. We played this game.
Was it John Smith?
If only. We played this game from beginning all the way through and stuff. And what a cracking game, guys. Guys, you've played it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We done it in a day, didn't we? We literally on a games
Yeah,
night.
literally.
Yes,
And
we
there
finished it one day.
because there was a group
Yeah.
of us and we just took turns on certain
Yes.
levels.
Oh, yeah, that's what we
that's
did.
what we
Yeah. I
did,
think there was
yeah.
4 of us,
That's
and we literally
sick.
just rotated it around.
Yeah.
Like,
But it's such a good, like from the beginning,
Amazing.
trying to get out of prison.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
you've got a road together.
And
then you've got like twists and turns in the
Yeah,
story.
there's a massive twist, isn't it?
Massive twist at the
there's
end.
a
It's like,
huge
good
twist.
God, we did this in a day. It was like
Yeah.
one of the best games days
Without
ever.
a doubt, it was like watching a TV series.
Yeah.
Doing different chapters.
I think there was these fun sort of puzzly
Because we knew
Yeah.
of it, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I think I
Yeah.
bought it. It was really cheap or something. So I thought we need to do this,
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
we? And it was like,
I think you bought it a while ago, and you just waited and waited.
I
for
waited
it to
till
have
we
a-
did it. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally, man. Oh my God, that game.
I'm glad
is
you put it in there because it was going to be a
surprise.
mention.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's so genius. And when a company devotes its kind of like its ethos and its goal to making 2-player co-op games, that's basically what they specialize in, and it's great because they've really nailed it on this one. They brought a cinematic experience to it. They made
Absolutely.
it very interactive.
If this doesn't get
it's
you into
just-
couch co-op gaming,
I don't know what
what
will.
would. Yeah,
Absolutely, yeah.
such a good pick.
Exactly,
It's almost
So
like
good.
a full-on campaign for 2 players, basically. isn't it?
Exactly, that's it. Yeah, it's not like sometimes like you get like the co-op elements and one person has to do one thing. It's like you've ultimately got to help each other out, even to the point when your player's trying to climb up a wall. You need to press the buttons at the
That's
right
it, yeah.
time and
See,
stuff
you
like
gotta
this.
do-
So
yeah.
genius,
Don't
yeah,
you-
like that.
Don't you have to
Yeah.
sneak some weapons in while you're
Uh-huh.
doing? Oh, you got moves,
But it's not a case of taking
Yeah.
turns. There are sometimes you're playing both at the same time.
At the same time,
like
we
one
do.
has to create a distraction while the other one
That's
sneaks
it.
around.
Yeah, exactly.
Genius.
Yeah,
So
it's clever.
Such a genius idea.
Exactly. That's the thing. So you're doing individual things, or you're doing your things together. You
Yep.
still got choices to make and
That's
stuff
right.
like
That's
that.
it. Yeah, the choices as well. Shit.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then
Yeah,
you
I
get
need
the
to play that again.
cutscenes.
Like, do you remember?
Definitely.
I swear there's a part where you play catch with a girl or something,
Yeah.
and the other one goes to look for something while you're distracted.
That's
her and
it,
whatnot.
yeah. Yeah, that's
that was
it.
kind of a good part as well.
Genius, yeah. little things, you know, that they put into this game and stuff. Yeah, it's like the great achievement.
I can't remember what happens at the end. Do they get away? Or?
Oh,
no! Don't spoil it because people who haven't played it need to play it, especially couch. Because this game is this episode is to encourage those people to meet up with your mates and play split screen.
Exactly.
Don't leave your house. Get in your house and go back and play games.
Fuck the fiber internet shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, hang out with your mates.
Hang out with your mates. Physically
smack talk them.
Exactly. Yeah. So that definitely had to make a list.
I'm
so happy. I just generally thought that.
I didn't put it because you'd have it.
Exactly.
I thought it was going to be a clash.
I thought it was generally going to be a clash.
I'm glad you done it. I'm glad you done it.
Thank you. Oh, guys, I'm happy.
Well done, mate. Well
yeah,
done.
definitely.
I'm
This
glad
leaves
it's
a bit
missing.
more like, open field because I generally thought, that was going to be
again,
good and stuff. Yeah.
There aren't enough.
What
of
did you
those
guys
games,
think
though.
of this game, though? What did you think of this game?
I loved it.
Okay.
I really want to play the other one. It Takes Two, but again, I've got no one to play with it at the moment. So
Right. Yeah.
It's one of those games that I know you can only play it once, but you go back to it years later, maybe.
Definitely.
I kind of want to go back and find out because there's two endings.
There's two endings.
There's two endings, isn't there?
Yeah, there's different endings.
Yeah.
That's what made it, again,
But I do want to
like,
see more of these type of games. I know a lot. I know people
Definitely.
only play it once, but still,
I know.
it's so much fun, man. Like especially
So good.
if it has like really good story at the same time, and you got nice interactions.
That's
It gives you the reason to carry on playing. Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
exactly. Yeah, if it's got a good story in the background, but then you're kind of doing your things, and you kind of feel like you've added to
Another
it,
game I'll come in, but I won't say it just in case. I'll mention.
Well,
Similar.
mention no one else does. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah.
Similar
definitely.
like this.
Yeah. So that's number 4,
4.
is it? That's
Nice.
number 4.
Good choice.
Yeah. Wow.
Nothing else on that at all, no?
Is it?
No, okay. My number 4, I'm going to kind of cheat with this one because I don't have one per se. I'm just going to go with the type of game it is, all right? Because I can't pick one. And that's wrestling games.
Hey!
So does that?
I'm happy.
Huh?
You mentioned that because I really had to think. I was thinking about putting a wrestling game in. I was thinking there's too many.
Have you got one in there? Don't mention it.
Okay.
Because I can't think of one because I just love all of them.
Oh,
anyway, any of my mates that listen to this episode, you know who you are. You know we love these games, and we have spent shitless nights playing these games together and had so much fun playing these games. Especially my favourite when you got a bunch of 6 mates playing on one console is a ladder match on a console. It is one of the best experiences I have ever had playing with my mates. Back in the old days when it's like the old PlayStation SmackDown games to the new WWE games that are out at the moment, we have a blast. And we used to do a thing every year when the new one came out. We would meet up, opening night this game came out, and just play the shit out of it. Absolute love the whole lot of it. Go through the roster, check out what the graphics like, what the gameplay's like, have they changed the configurations, everything. We just have a blast. It's a shame we don't do it as much now. Again, everyone's busy with doing their things now with their families now. We've all grown up a little bit. But I still think to this day, I did a wrestling game episode on this podcast I think last year with Phil and that lot, my friends Phil from Blockbusters. And straight after episode, after talking about it, we were playing these games straight after.
Oh, wow.
There is no, you say, let's bring one out now.
Yeah.
Straight away, I'm going to do it. If you're with your mates, straight away. If it's on my own, fuck that. There's no point.
Absolutely.
Wrestling games are made for couch co-op.
Couch co-op.
End of story.
I think we went through a phase of our slot playing.
You did, and you all ganged up on me because I was the only white guy in the room.
Oh my god!
No, that's not what.
And I always played the little Japanese guy. You're like, okay, the little Japanese guy.
he was getting annoyed.
I was screwed over. That's why I don't play wrestling games with these guys anymore because I'm the first one out.
Let's beat the white man. No, I think what was the one where you
I got like Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, all coming at me all at
No
once.
way.
I'm getting F5'd, I'm getting tombstoned. There's no way I'm coming out of this.
It's only one time we could beat the white man.
It's it.
Oh,
So
man.
just
That's so
wrestling
funny.
games in general are the funnest times I've ever had playing couch co-op,
mate.
and I cannot deny, the fun times I've had. You pick up on any console, if it's an N64, PlayStation, old Xbox, whatever. If it's a wrestling game, I'm there. If it's a bunch of guys, let's do this
Absolutely.
because it is the best. I have lost controllers to mates like smacking them down.
and stuff.
Fuck's sake, fucking buttons or something. Just like. That's how we got into these.
That's how it
And we
was.
still do today, So yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
can't think of anything else to say on that. So
Do you know what
I don't know if I should jump because my one.
Yeah.
No, we'll come. No, we'll make it. We'll make the episode last longer.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I haven't got anything else to say. Obviously, you guys have played them as well.
man.
You know how fun they are.
Dude,
Absolutely.
You can't be serious with these games.
Can't.
And then when I forgot, when they do the capture creations in these games,
mate.
and that's even a better side to it, because then you could have like Deadpool going against Chucky and like the Hulk going against Jason from thingy, because people create these characters and put them into the game, and it's just
and you can download them and
exactly,
play them
and
as
it's
that.
just so much more fun. It's like
Absolutely.
And not just that, like I know it's
Absolutely.
a co-op game, but individually, like I don't know about now, but back then the story mode was really good as well.
the career mode, wasn't it? Yeah, career mode. Yeah.
Man, it was so good.
Absolutely.
The new one's meant to be really. I'm
Absolutely.
considering getting the new one. If we can get a bunch of guys to do it, I might get the
no,
new
you know
one.
what? We're fucking doing
Let's
half
do that.
board game, half game night.
Yeah,
That's
wrestling
back
game.
on now.
Yeah, we have to do that.
Definitely. We don't have to
do
buy multi-taps
Yeah.
anymore. We can
Exactly,
do this,
yeah.
right?
We have to
We've
do
got
this.
wireless now.
Exactly.
And we've got Xbox Pass. Come on.
Exactly,
We've got
yeah.
a Game Pass, exactly.
We have to do
But
this.
yeah, we need to get back
Please.
on wrestling games.
Absolutely. I remember there was one fun memory at your house, Gal. Like, he would get like, all his mates round, and this guy had like 2 multi-taps on his PS3.
What?
PS2. And
8
they would literally-
players?
That's all they ever did, and they'll be playing like Hell in a Cell and stuff
I'm gonna
like
go
that.
in on my one.
This
That's
guy-
mental.
But
It's
the, no,
so
but no,
serious,
the
like-
multi-tap was the reason why I bought that on the PlayStation 1.
Right.
Because I think WWE Attitude had come out.
Yeah, Attitude.
And that was the first one to have 4 player on it, because you
Yeah.
had the SmackDowns, which are 2. I believe there were only 2 at the time. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But that came with the multi-tap when you pre-ordered it.
That's
And
right.
that, multi-taps were built for wrestling games.
Yes.
I don't care what anyone says.
100%.
Absolutely.
I think it went up to 8 players. I think I can't remember.
Yeah, you
It
can
did,
do up
it
to
did.
8 now. Yeah,
Yeah, because you had the boomerang one, which had 4, and then you had 1 extra on the console. That
Yeah.
was 7.
But they can
But
put
then
2 boomerangs together.
That's it.
So you
Yeah,
get 8 players.
it was mental.
Yeah.
It was,
Exactly. There was only 2 games that worked really well with that. Obviously, the FIFA games, but also wrestling games.
Oh, of
you
course,
said, it
yeah.
was
I forgot
made
about FIFA,
for-
yeah.
We-
but it was
like-
made for wrestling
yeah.
games.
Oh,
Like that was
man.
where you got the most fun. Oh man, it was just
Yeah.
incredible. I have to ask you, what was your so you say ladder match, right? And
Ladder match was my favourite game mode
Yeah,
on
okay,
there by
right.
far. Hell in a Cell's okay, but
Yeah.
it's not fun if you can't
Pull them
choke
down.
slam someone through that or throw
Yeah,
them
yeah,
off
yeah.
and that sort of thing.
Exactly.
There was a couple of games that wouldn't let you do that.
Yeah.
So Hell in
yeah.
a Cell and Ladder Match definitely.
Really good. I like the TLC. You know,
Yes,
get to throw in
yes.
the tables. and
SmackDown
stuff.
2 was
Yeah.
made for TLC. The
Absolutely.
first time you could rock bomb someone through a table was
table
glorious.
from the top, and then the table shakes and it disappears.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Like,
my favorite's got to be Battle Royale.
oh,
Battle
man.
Royale's
It's
good.
the
Yeah.
one where they get knocked out, but the players
Yeah.
don't go out.
Yeah.
They wait on the side.
They wait on
That's
the
it.
side.
Right on the side.
They're waiting, so when you get, they can just
So if you're
punch you.
pinning, they're like,
Yeah.
oh,
They'll pull you-
oh.
Pull you out and then you turn and they go,
yeah, was it me?
put their hands up. It weren't me.
Yeah, it's
But when you used to
amazing.
no DQs are pretty good because you used to go under the ring.
Yeah.
And you could highlight what you want to pull out, like a
Oh,
kendo
yeah.
stick
Yeah,
or
that's
like a
right.
bin or something.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
sometimes someone in the crowd will have like a guitar. And you take it off of them.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
do like a Jeff Jarrett. And
Do you know what I'm saying? They're just so fun.
good. So
It's
good.
like any group of guys that don't play wrestling games.
Oh.
As a big group of guys, you are missing out
it-
big time.
The wrestling games got non-gamers involved. That's
Yeah.
what I realised.
Yeah.
I was playing
Yeah.
it. Like people who weren't even into games, they were like,
That's what going
this
into
is fun.
it.
And they would like,
Yeah.
have a lot of fun. I'm like, oh, this is really good.
It's
Yeah.
funny you say that, because the first WWF Warzone was the reason why I bought a PlayStation. Like, I
know-
never was properly into video
Was that the
games.
first one where you can first start creating characters?
Yeah, that was the first one.
That was
That was
the
what
one-
got me into it.
It was
Like,
more like a fighting game, wasn't it? You got
Yeah.
to do combos like a fighting game.
That was so. It had the same. So Acclaim did that. The same guys who did
Yeah, yeah.
WWF Attitude, isn't it? And it was like that was like the first serious kind of wrestling game. Yeah, you can do combos.
I
and
still
stuff
remember
like
when
that.
you was it that one or
Yeah.
the Attitude when you came into my house. I got the new copy of that.
Oh yeah,
No way.
Yeah, I remember
like
him
showing off,
walking
I was
it.
like,
It's my
That's the
mum.
one that had Stone Cold on the front.
yeah. It's like red and it has
That's it.
Stone Cold on it. Yeah, that was
that was-
amazing, man. Yeah.
And he always had this like fetish for like creating like Titantrons. He never got to do it, but as a later Tron,
And then later,
yeah,
oh
actually
my
happened.
God.
He's lost his marbles.
Oh,
He
mate.
just disappeared for months. He just created the perfect Titantron and stuff.
I was like, I had this thing for creation, right?
Yeah.
Like it's the thing. So I
just
was like,
love Titantrons.
create an arena blew my mind for some reason, and I don't know why. Like honestly, and then I was like, whoa, I can actually create my own arena. Like,
Nice, yeah, that's
that
right.
kind of thing. It
Yeah.
was just like very,
So good.
so good. You can, it was just so great.
I'll be playing
Stuff
away.
you
And
can
he's
do.
like,
Is,
stuff.
that's what I love about them, man.
Yeah.
It's like we need to
Yeah.
get the new one, and I think we should create the AWO. Yeah. Anyone who doesn't know AWO will come into that in a future episode.
Dude.
Asian World Order.
Oh my god.
Anyone who follows AWF, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway.
What was the names?
I know who I'm going to. But anyway, wrestling games, guys. If you've got a bunch of mates, you got to get a few beers out and just have a blast.
Absolutely.
Guys, let's go to number 3s.
Number 3.
Big Gal, what's your number 3, sir? It's a wrestling game, isn't it?
My one is Pro Evolution Soccer 3.
Okay. What console was that for?
This was for the PlayStation 2.
Okay. And that's a football game, right?
It's a football game.
Right, so let's get you out. Right. Goodbye. No, I'm joking. Go on.
This is going way back. This is probably my secondary.
So not FIFA. You've gone for Pro Evo.
Right. So I went from FIFA to Pro. Right. And FIFA early days, I'm talking about maybe like 2000 and stuff. I was just this is when I was just like getting into football games and playing Football Manager and stuff. Yeah. Then I discovered PES, obviously Provincial. I think it was called Super 11 before, I can't remember, but it's PES.
Yeah.
And
they've been here for a while. The first one was like on the 64, I believe.
That's it, yeah. But I got into it in Pro Evolution Soccer 1 or 2. But number 3 was the one. So basically, like, what's the difference? Well, the difference why I found out about this one was they had this. They're not licensed like FIFA, but they have all these weird names like Tradbrick and weird. They're not like, it's weird. But
for the towns, isn't it?
And
like Chelsea would be.
If anyone knows PES, I'm just gonna say one word. Everyone will be like, yes, he's Master League. Oh my god,
that's the one.
That was the one. It's basically you can start off with these like default characters. If I name these players, I know like some of these guys. Oh yeah, I remember these. They got these weird names. So you got two options. You can start with these sort of like
kind of like start the monthly,
like your normal team club players, or these default players, and then you take these guys into like seasons and seasons, and you bring in the real life players like from other clubs, and it was so good, and your players would like get better, strong because you're training them, and
didn't they have like the real footballers, but they were spelt differently?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're not licensed,
so they couldn't they weren't copyrighted or anything.
But
because it was Konami that made Braver, right?
That's it. But they always had this. In my local area, they had the New Age as the game shop. If anyone's from Tooting, you know New Age. So if you take the memory card to them, they have all the licensed stuff, and they just copy it on. You have all the licensed players, licensed kits, and it just every time this thing was, they'll charge at £5 or something.
That's amazing. That was like old school DLC.
Yeah, that was
that was good, man.
No, what's the DLC called that you have to pay for now?
Paid DLC, you know?
No. It's
subscription.
No, transactions.
Microtransactions.
That was microtransactions in the 90s.
But wow. And I know I'm talking about the game more, but there's aspect to it where like so you got like team players performance. So it's shown by like a green, red, and yellow arrows, depending on how well they will play.
Right.
So, so basically, if they're red, I can't remember. I think they changed it now. If it's red, that means they'll perform well, and if it's green, I can't remember. So I think. So I'll go into it more a bit more. So one time, I was playing it with my friend. Obviously, normally we play 1v1. Sometimes it'd be like we have tournaments, so it'd be like 6 of us. We could pick a. Oh man, I want to play it so badly. Right now. And that's
what I love about these episodes. It brings you back your memories.
It does. Exactly. And so we'd have tournaments, and they would be playing it by nuts, and like to the extent like we even made because I play football as well, so we made every player in a team. I don't know if I created you at the time, but I created myself. I created me and Danny. If he's listened to it, he might get upset. Danny as well. We did that at his house. We created every single player that plays in our group of players, and we did a team, and we did like a league with that and stuff. Yeah. That's how serious it was. And Rittik, if you're listening, I don't think he is. He's a cheater, basically. One time I was playing.
So you're hoping he's not listening.
I walked out and to go to the toilet. So he put all my team on like the crappiest morale. And he put all these on the best, and I still beat his ass.
No way.
He was like gutted about that, and he never told anyone about that. Well, yeah, such a loser.
Found out.
But yeah, the amount of times I will come down to this to my house and play this game. This phenomenal because all my guys at the time was into football. We heavily play football.
Yeah,
it was just amazing. And just even the reason why this game was so badass as well. Like even though like the commentators are rubbish, the refereeing in is good.
Right.
Like, it's very like
with the offside
harsh
and stuff like that.
And this cover, front of this cover, had the world famous referee. He didn't have any football players.
It was a referee.
He had the bold. I don't know if you remember the bold referee, Italian referee.
Yeah.
It was him on
the vein across his head.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
No one else, no football, nothing. You just have the referee in the front cover. How badass is that?
That's
man?
pretty good.
If people know about it, you remember that case.
That kind of aspect of it.
That's so good.
Amazing, yeah. It's interesting. Like, you know, football games. Yeah, I'm not big into it, but it's kind of like when you play the co-op aspects of it. Again, it's that team building. You know, when you're running together, right? Like, because I know you don't play football games, and the goal is there in the distance, and you know you're coming towards it. And you're
that's how you play football.
Yeah, you kick a ball, like, you know, towards the goal, and you're all running up together. But you know, there's something about the build up to it, and then you know, even hearing it and the crowd get louder, and then all you hear is like, oh. You hear a group of guys getting really excited about it. You know, and it's that set play, but it's something so satisfying. It's not about the goal; it's the build up.
The build up. So
right?
say I might be going to score, and then I over celebrate, but the keeper saves it, and then everyone be like, "Oh man, look, you over celebrated.
Exactly,
you celebrated too early." You know, it's just like, because literally, me and you playing, and then the group of guys was watching.
They'll be watching you,
and it's just like,
absolutely. So it had the interaction, but also the
and then you can do 2v2 as well and stuff like that. It's chaos, man. It's absolute chaos.
Absolute 2v2 was, it's insane. Even though it was only 2 people on each team, but still, it was very like, you know. Yeah, it's
the same. I think going back to one of your questions, I think now it's more like online because you got the card packs and stuff.
Oh,
even though I think that they still the careers the same, but nothing was so good as those days. I sound like an old man, but PES was like another level at that age.
Definitely,
it was so good, man. It was something about finding other players and putting in, like, you got the co-op side, brilliant, and then you also got the campaign. It's so good, man. Nowadays, I played FIFA recently a couple of years ago. It's more realistic. You can see the transaction. You can the manager. You got dress up the manager, but then you're like, man, it's not doing it for me. But it wasn't. It wasn't. But back then, it was more about you won't see much, but it was all like fonts.
It's getting more realistic.
That's right.
I don't know where I stand with it. It's still good, but
it's not the same as it was before. Interesting. So, and you know, the first question you asked about the whole online and couch co-op.
Sure.
You know, like now we're seeing so many people, like, you know, when you ask like even kids or even just people our generation, what game do you play? Oh, FIFA. But you know, I play online and stuff. I'm hearing it from even people I work with, like their mums who are telling me, like, oh yeah, he's always playing online at home and stuff like this. But you know what's really annoying about that? It's like, again, you feel like you're playing a ghost. You know, like this player will be really good, or you don't know who they're playing and they'll quit in the middle of the game. You know, that's the most annoying thing when you're playing someone and they forfeit the game.
Sure.
Exactly. But when you're playing co-op,
you can't. There's no one to run.
He's
bitch.
absolutely going to get destroyed, like regardless. Yeah, it's just, you know, something really fun about that aspect as well, isn't it?
You're either going to win or
person being there, and exactly. So you know, that's with FIFA. I know in America there's a big following with Madden, like NFL and stuff like that. Like loads of players play that. It's big. You know,
any sports game. I mean, like even the NHL games have been going for years. I don't mind the NHL games. They're pretty good.
Yeah,
as well.
NHL are really. I wish like people more into NHL. I love like, you know.
I just think. Don't get me wrong with sports games. I've got nothing against people. Have their love for sports.
Yeah.
That's their opinion. You know, I'm not going to dispute that at all.
Sure.
I just like it when it's a bit more arcadey for me.
Yeah.
When it's, I think we're sort of gals like NBA Jam, for example, is pure arcade. It's not professional. It's not realistic or anything. It's people with big fucking eggs, for example. But that's where I think it's more fun. Don't get me wrong, there are football games that are very arcadey out there, or used to be like. Do you remember Virtual Striker on Sega?
Oh my god!
Like on the Saturn, I believe, or Sega Saturn. That was a great little kicker and was a lot of fun to play.
It's just weird you said as serious as PES was. I think there's some sort of arcade feel to that game as well.
It was, I mean, I used to have the one on the N64, which at the time looked phenomenal. Yep. Like it had that realistic feel to it, sort of thing, but it still had that arcade kind of play to it, you know, and kept me coming back and get me to, you know, play with mates or take it to my youth wing and, like, you know, play with people there, sort of thing. But I probably would play football games now.
Sure.
If they were just a bit more fun.
Arcadian fun.
What I feel about nowadays is they just copy and paste as much as it was back then. But it does look like that. Like every FIFA, it looks the same. Like,
it's the same.
Like even the animation, the way the kick is how it's been for the last 10 years.
They say it's changed, but it has.
Like the graphic has.
I think the players just updated, don't they?
Yeah, but the graphics change, or the hair and the textures all change. But if you watch how they kick the ball, it's been like that for 10 years.
The same.
And I was like, what?
Exactly.
That's why I never liked the. It was always something about like flaky about FIFA, even till now. Even though I think PES has pulled out now, I think they've turned into an online thing. They
had one of the worst reviews in the last game, didn't it? Sort of thing.
I think it dropped
out.
Disaster. Last 5 of them has just been horrible, and I think they've stopped making it.
All fairness, FIFA's knocked it out of the park with beating them, and
it's like, they were up against it because
they
had an official license, they had everything back in it, so they were gonna. But it's a shame. But that something that was so unique about Prez was like it wasn't like the commentary, it wasn't the thing. The gameplay was solid. And one thing like I think FIFA never like does it now is because back then, because we were so into football, so there'll be players we know that he's good. So we'll buy him in our. So this is another aspect, not just a co-op. So we'll play him in our Master League, and they'll be like, this guy. And then obviously they've got their stats, and then say their speed is this, their shooting this. So 2 years later, and his stats are gone for, and we'll go back. Oh my god, one of these people.
The stats thing, I used to love that.
Jack Quinn and Ronaldo were little badass motherfuckers in the game. It was like unreal. I don't know if it was that Pacific 3 or 4 later on.
Yep.
Man, the stats the way we used to like go nuts over there, it was mental, man. It was so good.
And it's weird you saying that because, again, going back to NBA Jam, you'd be like, look at this guy. He's good at 3-pointers. This guy is like rubbish at
That's important.
It is, isn't it? Statistics are important in games.
The newbies or people who are not into it, I don't care, man. I just play. But no, fuck, you need to make sure you have the best
make sure you got him on your team.
Exactly. Strategy in it.
That's it.
Yeah,
so good.
So PES, no FIFA.
PES, always. I can get on with FIFA, but for me, PES was the one. PES 3 was the one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anything else on that, sir?
No, that's it.
Right. Then go cool. What's your number 3, sir?
Right. My number 3, you guys will not expect this, right? But I'm telling you, this is, for me, it should be so much higher up the list, but it's on the list. So, and you guys both must have heard of this. Okay? Get ready for this. Buzz TV quiz. You guys know about
with
this?
the buzzers.
Yeah, with the buzzers.
PS2.
Oh my god, on the PS2. Yeah.
Did you not bring that other one?
You had 4 different buttons which represent the colours, and you had the buzzer on the top, right?
On the top. Yeah. Oh my god.
I remember that.
I tell you what, so when I was at university in our final year, it was like, you're doing your final dissertation and stuff like that. It was intense, and you just needed time to kind of take out, just chill out and stuff. But our house was situated in such a good part of, the compound where we were staying, right? It was like group of houses and stuff. And seriously, every Tuesday night was buzz night, and we'd get all our friends over. Seriously. And at the time we had a PS3. So one of my roommates, she had a PS3. She basically took her brother's PS3 because he went traveling for the year. So she was like, okay. I was like, Susan, bring that over. So had that over. And then I went on Amazon and just bought the Buzz controllers and the game that came with it.
Yep.
And oh my goodness, it was the most fun.
How have they not brought this back?
That's what I'm thinking. It's so easy. You get Bluetooth controllers now.
Yeah, exactly.
Just put it on a
because they were all wired buzzers, weren't they? You could have wireless ones now, whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe they're thinking you can put it on your, how with the PlayStation,
you use your phone now. Yeah, absolutely.
Because they've got games like that. Yeah, but it's something about having a physical controller, like a Buzz.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, were you hinting the drive here when you said I'm waiting for the new Buzz Lightyear film? Were you hinting that to me?
Oh my god, no. Actually, I was excited about.
Oh, okay, fine.
I can see how that kind of go into it.
He played some mind shit with me there a minute ago.
That's going to be a great movie, but that's a good little
Like, why did he mention it? Is he actually looking forward to that?
But I tell you what, guys, honestly, this game. So we're at university, and I remember we would play this, and so I don't know if you know how. I think I brought it to your house as well, Gal, one time.
I think you did. I can't remember what the questions were. I know. I remember the big red buzzer.
Yeah,
and the other colours. But I can't remember what the topic is. It any random topic?
It was right. Yeah, it was kind of anything. So the way the game played was like a TV show.
Oh yeah, the guy with the yellow hair.
Yes,
right?
that's the one. He's
like
the host and stuff. Yeah. And then you can pick your different kind of questions and stuff like this. The thing is, I don't in this day and age, right now, the way that. For example, during lockdown and stuff like that, everyone's playing quizzes and stuff like that. That could have been
that would have been perfect, actually.
Absolutely. That could have been a time where they could just drop that onto the online store or something as a free download, right? And everyone would have played it. And then you just pay for the packs, the question packs and stuff like that.
It sounds like something Nintendo would have done,
Absolutely, yeah. But it was so good. You play as a TV show, and the way it was done was really smart. It wasn't just mundane, like round 1, set of questions, round 2, set of questions. So round 1, you had general knowledge. And then round 2...
It was like a face-off, wasn't it, with the points?
And then you'd have a face-off with the points and stuff. It was so, funnily done, and it was done in a way where you don't have to like have a great knowledge of things to still play. Like, do you know what I mean? It could be questions about TV shows at the time, and stuff like that, right? It's amazing.
So where did so you connected that instead of the controllers?
Yeah. So basically, what you do is basically you had 4 buzz.
It was a USB port, wasn't it?
Yeah. So you had 4 individual controllers, and that was wired to a central kind of circle.
That's right.
And that was controlled.
It was wired to the multi-tap.
Yeah, and then that was connected to a USB that you plugged into your PS3. So in the PS2 it would have been.
I've only played that once when you brought it over.
Did they ever? I swear they did another one or an add-on or something. They must. I swear they have.
I think they did later. Yeah, for some reason it didn't pick up because just thinking about mentioning earlier I was saying about the whole lockdown thing. That would have been a great time for them to just drop it
100%.
and just kind of put it all in.
100%.
You know what I mean? It would have really just
And you know what? It would have been a good character in the PlayStation
the
Smash
multi to have the quiz
Nintendo would have done a sick version of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Like,
exactly.
It would have been a sick character.
Yeah, because he was a standout. The Buzz Question Master was itself. Like, seriously, like whoever's in, guys, bring this back, man. Like, it'll be so fun.
He was like his face was like a Peach Pac-Man, wasn't it? But it had hair, spiky hair at the top of the glasses.
Yeah, I just remember yellow hair, like almost like
all around.
Johnny Bravo style. I swear it was like that.
Kind of, yeah. It was spiked up, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Then he had a voice like this. Like, which color is it?
Yeah, exactly. Which color is it? Yeah, it was really good. So as the game went on, like in any game show, they made it more interactive, and they had like a spin the dial thing, whatever it landed on, and that was the question. It was so good, like really, really interactive. And for something that we played back in 2011, it was quite amazing.
Wow.
What console was it for? Like PlayStation 3?
It was on the
PS4,
PS3.
PS3.
I think it was a PlayStation exclusive.
It was definitely,
Xbox, was it?
It was definitely, yeah.
Yeah, but still, it was, for what it was, absolutely amazing. But that was like for me, like the definition of couch co-op during that period of time, being at university and stuff. We are away from home, but you can bring your friends together and still play those games with your friends.
Yeah, see, I think I had it, but it was one of those ones where you'd only play at Christmas time. Like
you
take the PS3 down to your parents' house and be like, it's Christmas out, let's get some buzzers out. And
that is the ultimate
thing,
yeah, definitely.
I think that's the only time I really, really played it. But I do remember that game. Underrated, big time.
Underrated.
Without a doubt.
But he was saying, like, but you're right. Like, it would have been so good for, like for the pandemic.
Man, they literally, the guys literally would just look at each other and said, "Pandemic's here, let's just drop it as a free DLC," and then you buy the question packs. They would have made a shit
ton of money, big time,
big time.
So good.
Sold the rights to Xbox.
I wonder if anyone actually dished out the
original
and just like got the buzzers out and done it. I would have done that if I owned that.
Absolutely.
Big time. My kids would have loved that.
Definitely. It's the physicality of that's what made it good. Okay, that's what made it good because it was whoever can press the button, the buzzer fastest and stuff. So that's what made it.
And he would actually recognize. He'd be like, "Player 3, what's your answer?" Or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's what was really good. It would light up and stuff. You pick the little colors, and stuff like that. It was really wow.
We should play that as well.
Definitely.
We're getting excited by all these games.
Nostalgia overload, as Stuart would say. Hi, Stuart, if you're listening. But anything else on that, sir?
No, that's it.
Do you know, I need to get. I swear there was a sequel or an add-on for it or something, but it's going to bug me.
I wish there was. Yeah, hopefully if there was one that came out on the PS4 or whatever, there's any way.
Just bring the franchise back, PlayStation.
Bring it back, please.
This is just a little thing. I think PlayStation are forgetting these. They've got so much stuff in their back catalog. They need to bring back, man.
Yeah, like now
the focus of God of War and fucking Uncharted and
Last. Bring back Parappa the Rapper already.
Do you know what I'm saying? Bring back
Kick, punch. It's all in the mind.
Man, he said that to me on the night shift. I kept saying that in my head.
He's singing it the rest of the night. Anything else on Buzz, sir?
No, that's it. Great game. And
nice.
If anyone's got a PS3 and you still have the controllers, please just give it a go again.
Nice.
So fun.
Good choice.
Yeah.
So my number 3, is it?
Number 3.
My number 3 is the game that introduced me to 4-player split screen for the first time ever, and it blew my fucking balls off. Played the original, which was a 2-player split screen. The sequel was 4-player split screen. I'm sorry if it's on your lists, by the way. Mario Kart 64.
Oh, good choice.
It was close.
And I'm talking about the N64 version. Mario Kart has obviously gone on to other consoles and done a great job, still does to this day. The Switch version is really good.
Yep.
But Mario 64 is the one where you had your mates over because N64 had...
the 4
Exactly,
ports.
the 4 ports. It came with 4 ports.
I remember the argument. Well, you don't need a multi-tap. That was their argument.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's
all you needed was a N64 controller, which no one had. But the mind blown, the fact that you didn't need to get an add-on, 4 ports was right there, and you could do it. Yeah. And the levels, the graphics, everything. Right. It's such an enjoyable franchise. It still is to this day because look, it still goes on, doesn't it? At the end of the day, there's even ones where you remote control cars now, isn't it? Yeah. It's just ridiculous how much Mario Kart is. If Mario Kart's not on your top 10 list of couch co-op games, what's the matter with you? It has to be there. It's one of the granddaddies of them all. I could have gone with something else, which I'll mention later because I don't want to say it in case you guys had it.
I
originally had it in the list, but then I chopped it down because I know if I had it, it'd be like, he's always got Nintendo games on.
No, I think this is literally the only Nintendo I have on this one.
I'm glad they put it in there, though.
But you cannot deny Mario Kart, even if it's just 2-player. But 4-player, that first time I remember. I never had one at the time, N64, but I remember going to like this youth wing I used to go to as a kid, and this guy would bring it over, plug it in, and just like, holy, you could play with 4 people now? What the hell? And just like, oh my god, and mind blown, like controlling with a stick instead of a D-pad now,
with the little analog,
and everything, and how
that was incredible.
Yeah, it's just my god,
one of those ones where like. It's like I said, anyone can play it. Like everyone and their mums can play it. That's what I'm saying. Like you don't have to be a pro gamer. No. Literally get everyone. Like prime example, like the Mario Kart 8. Yeah. It literally is gone on from 3 generations, I believe. From Wii,
8 generations,
Wii to Wii U and Nintendo Switch.
The same Mario Kart.
The same Mario Kart, yeah.
Whoa, they remastered it or they just brought it back?
It's the same one. It's upgraded. Now they've got like DLCs, like ridiculous stuff with
subs. Insane! I did not know that.
Yeah, it's mental, man. It's the one they sell every time with a bundle.
Oh, really?
That's why as well. One of the reasons,
But it's the ultimate family. Yeah. Again, it's like you said, anyone can pick it up. But like when I had the I've got a travel Switch now, so I can't delog the Joy-Cons now. But when I had one a couple of years ago, the first thing my parents said, because it was a Nintendo, do you have Mario Kart? Straight away, they didn't mention Mario, Zelda or anything. It's like, do you have Mario Kart? Yeah. My sister, my brother-in-law would jump on it and whatnot. Just the fact that this game is so easy to pick up, play, and just have fun with it. That's why. He's got to go in there, as well as the amount of times I've probably broken an analog stick because of this fucking game as well. But
it's a game element where you can, I don't remember about the older ones, but you can throw the shells and the different weapons. It's not like a traditional.
Yeah, you can do all that. Yeah, in the originals. Yeah. As much as the first one is a classic to the day, 2 players was fun, but the fact that you could do 4 players straight from what year was this? 96, 97? Yeah. Good fucking god!
It's insane.
It's insane. And then obviously. 4-player split screen blew up even more thanks to the N64, thanks to that console. And because of that console now, apart from obviously the PlayStations, every other console has brought up 4-player ports. Yeah. Since the original Xbox, 4-player straight away. Yeah. I think maybe the PS3 did or didn't. I can't remember.
No, I think PS always did 2 for some reason.
But 3 was like wireless then, so you could do it then, couldn't you, essentially? But every other console, GameCube, 4 ports, wasn't it? Yeah. And then obviously the Wii was Bluetooth, so you can have as many as you want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for those games, there'd be no such thing as putting 4 ports on the console after that. Yeah. I cannot deny how much I do love that version of Mario.
I'm glad you put it in there, man, because it was on my list. I was just like, I had to put other things in there, and I was like,
if you own an N64 but don't own Mario Kart, there is something wrong with you. Anyway, number 2s.
Number 2.
Getting close to the wire, big gal. Is your number 2, sir?
Right.
Clash. There's a clash.
I can't remember.
There's no, my 2 you won't get, so there's no way it's going to be Clash.
Right. Well, I can't remember. I'm just going to say a specific franchise from WWE SmackDown.
Oh. Okay, nice. Yeah. You did say you had one.
So I was going to jump in. So
nice.
This one, this is the one where I mentioned like people screwing people over. The one that I was carrying. Well, I think, what was the question to that one? I said I'm going to come back to.
Work with the team or screw people over.
Dude, this one, my mates, we mind fucked in one. So okay. Going back to it, so the one that I was carrying multi-tap in the bag was this one. So there would be a time where, like, I think some of the franchise was before A levels, and so before A levels, I can't leave school for lunch and stuff.
Right.
So I'll carry like multi-tabs just in case we finish, and then we go to whoever's house is available, and we all like 6 of us jump in someone's house, bang. Yeah. A levels, it was predominantly my house. It was called what was it, Uni House or something? They nicknamed it anyway, because it was one of the closest to my house anyway, to their school. So A-level days will be in my break, after lunch or weekends. That's it. We're playing this game, like
Smackdown. Literally
playing this game, and it, to the point where like the game we loved playing was Battle Royale.
Yes,
that's the one where like
the mate you mentioned earlier, wasn't it?
Like we were mind fucked. It's like, yeah, I'm your mate. We're gonna tag team Ant or something.
Yeah,
and and we come down to the last three. No, I'm gonna screw you over. Like,
nice,
proper like fucked up,
proper wrestling style as well.
Yeah,
nuts.
Right.
And like I think
proper.
The ones before SmackDown, I think they were more slow paced.
They are, yeah.
Whereas this one was like had the arcade funness to it.
It was fast, rapid.
Yeah, and I had this thing. I know, like the very first game we have, whenever we play, everyone has to watch the intro.
The intro.
Yeah, it was like
you had to.
Yeah. Whoever skips it gets buoyed. Like, he skipped us into fucking or whatever. Like, I think you can skip everyone. The main player, I can't remember.
Main player can skip others.
Oh yeah.
So I
no one else can do it, but the main player can. Yeah.
So I remember I skipped everyone else, and then I left my one on. It's jokes. But yeah, like I think pretty much you covered what you said. But we literally had so much jokes with this one. Like,
sounds amazing.
Absolute.
There's so much fun, man.
Like,
the SmackDown, like I said, I mentioned on the wrestling games episode, I bought SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, which was the one with Brock Lesnar on the front. His first game he was in. And Vice City, the same day. They both came out the exact same day, right? Wow. And I put Vice City aside to play SmackDown. That's how much I loved these games back then.
It was something.
As much as I love Vice City, still my favourite GTA to this day. But the fact that I put that aside for wrestling says it all. Come on.
The thing about these co-op games is like you have fun as a co-op and you have fun on its own. Like you know, those story campaigns were so good. I love creating my character. I love every character I play. I think I mentioned it. I always loved the double arm DDT Mankind did.
Oh,
that would be one of my movesets I will have.
Yeah.
And I think Benoit's 3-man suplex or German suplex.
The German suplex.
I will go in detail to these like creating my characters to like perfection moves. To have all my favorite moves. And I think my finisher was always the pedigree. I love the pedigree.
Something about
but like this is what I'm saying, it's just class on it. Like the co-op coach games, you can have fun with players of your friends and on its own, and that was like a bonus.
That's what made it
I think. And this one I had so much fun, and I think, like I said, Ant covered like the base of it. But my guys, if they're listening to this podcast, they know they're literally going back memories.
They're thinking, "Oh shit, Uni House."
That's it. They're thinking Uni House. I think it was so much fun, man. I think my cousin was living with me. I think I might have said the story before.
Oh, pretty.
And then he stepped outside. I used to have my Packard Bell in the living room. And then so he walked out, and then one of my mates went into the browser and set one of the porn sites. I think I must have said, I'm sure I said. And then he came back, and then we checked his browser history. I said, "What you been looking at?" "What? Pussy 24/7? What?" And he's like, "Oh, sorry guys, I can't help it." Like
he actually agreed.
Busted.
We never told him ever since. But yeah,
he's like, "I can't believe you said that on a podcast, man."
Oh, it's so good, fun memories, man.
That's fun, man.
Good. Just 7 or 6, 8 kids. And then some of them didn't have consoles. One or two didn't have. They got into games through this games.
Wow.
It's mental. There was like 4 or 5 of us solid gamers who play GTA, FIFA, Pro and all that.
And all that.
But some of them got into this.
I admit I've done that where I've had like a Super Nintendo. My mate had the Mega Drive. And I played Streets of Rage, and I wanted that console because of that game.
Yeah.
So
my number one,
I
think it's mentioned previously, it's purely I bought it for that game.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So console for that game.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's just like, it's a shame. Like, I don't play wrestling games as much. Like, it's a shame, even though it might be on the past. But it's because you don't have. That's why when you said we need to do games, like, I'm on it now.
Doing half. Yeah,
we have 100%. To, man, because we're missing out on such good fun times we can have.
Totally.
Like, sometimes I'm sitting there, like, even now talking about, I'm like, damn, man, there was some good years, man.
Yeah.
I wasted my life, but it was worth it. Like, playing, it's so good.
It's
so
worth
good.
It. Definitely.
Yeah.
There's a couple I'm going to mention that
same.
That we need to go back on as well. So that'd be good.
100%.
Anything more on SmackDown?
No, I think you covered most of it, Alan. But like I said, I multi-tab. That it was that screw job that played with
always
us. Always that screw job. I know we took it to the next level with you. Like always,
elimination chamber. Just get this guy out.
And the thing is, I don't think they had elimination chamber in the old ones, but with him, like even though like he might be the last one or the fifth one, everyone waited, not do nothing until he comes. He's like, "You guys, this guy, man."
Yes, it. Wouldn't do anything until he came in out of the ring or something. And you do the little taunt.
Yeah. To the point, like I feel bad thinking about it. We did it. So everyone would save up their finishers. Everyone would do his finisher on them.
That's it, everyone do it. He's definitely out. Get this guy out of here. Good choice there. Go cool. Yes. You're number 2, sir.
All right. Number 2 is going to come as such a shock to you because you wouldn't,
it's totally on my list now.
Me getting this. I'm hoping it's not.
It's not.
It's the first Gears of War.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
The first Gears of War. Seriously.
Okay.
I played that.
Is it?
Yeah, he's my number.
Are you serious? Yeah. You're such a liar.
It is. It's my number.
Are you kidding me right now? Whoa. Oh, fantastic.
Oh, shit.
You did it on purpose.
I had no idea. Seriously.
Is it really?
Yeah,
You're number 1?
Yeah, I think I said it in the previous console. Like I pre-ordered bought the Xbox.
Oh my
god! For the sake of episode length, we'll come round to it. Okay, what's your number 2? So go Gears of War. Yeah.
So it's Gears of War. Yeah. Oh my god. Sorry, Gal.
So it's strictly the first one.
Yeah, it's strictly the first one.
Okay.
Because for me, I remember again, I played it with one of my dear friends, and like we literally played the campaign all the way through. First time I've experienced anything like that, playing a campaign together with someone. That's what kind of like why it kind of stood out. On the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And, it was just such a fantastic game. Playing it all the way through and, it had that, just seeing the split screen and seeing your characters, playing as, markers and stuff and, just, kind of leveling up together. Just progressing together,
Progressing the story and everything with it.
Exactly, yeah. So it was the first time, I think, a game had done that, in a proper, expansive level, from start to finish. Sometimes you have the main campaign, then you have a co-op mode which does a little side mission or something like that, but this was one of the first games where you did the whole campaign all the way through. As split screen and stuff. So that was before Resi and 7. Was it Resi 7?
Resi 5.
Resi 5 and
the thing I love about Gears of War is it's essentially, at the time, it's like the third person Halo. It's this massive game where you've got a massive campaign, you've got a massive multiplayer aspect,
right? And
then you forget to tell yourself, do you know what? Do you want to team up during the campaign? What?
Yeah, exactly.
You can actually do that.
You can do that. That's the most crazy.
With Halo, you're just another Spartan, but is this you're an actual character?
Exactly.
Don't you get to choose between the 4? You get to choose, or is it just?
It's just those
Dom?
2. So
it's only Dom in 1 and 2.
Yeah.
It's 4 in 3.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
And you get to select the minute. Don't you?
Yeah, but
that was the genius thing.
Yeah,
about the game,
it's just because
2 people playing, from the get go.
So, and the AI on Dom, if you play one player was fucking shit. If he died and he kept dying, you would die, which is annoying.
Exactly.
So you needed another player to play Dom.
You need another. Exactly. Yeah. The one level that stood out for me was the one where, again, is the first time they kind of did this, where one of you is controlling the torch as the other person.
Yes, and everyone's driving the car.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly. Just again, that was so.
The Krill was coming, isn't it?
Yeah, before the Krill. Exactly. Yeah, and again, it was when I saw that for the first time, I was like, "Whoa, that's different."
Yeah,
that's never been done before. And it was just amazing, and just the whole feel of it, and when you're running,
that cinematic feel to it as you're playing split screen.
Yeah, it was just so
kind of hold back and not say anything.
No, we'll say it if you want. It's fine. You can jump in. But my favourite part doing that split screen was the Berserker.
Oh man!
Because one you can one has to hammer a door.
Scary was that shit?
Yeah, and one can distract you, couldn't they?
That's right.
Easy. Yeah. That part was made for split screen.
Without
some of the stuff in there was just new. It's just I was listening. This is fucking mad. Literally, I've literally playing it. I was like, this is it. This is the new sort of thing. Up until that point, you had your Halos, you had your metal. This is gory as far. Can I say, La Lancer? Come on,
Oh, the
Lancer is one of the best guns in
with
history.
the fucking chainsaw.
Absolutely.
Come on, man. You could kill him with the what?
Exactly.
Like,
Wait, the chainsaw's on the gun?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
On the gun. Never. That is insane. Such a beautiful looking gun as well.
I remember seeing the trailer.
John's stroking himself right now listening to this.
I got the Xbox One.
about guns. Chainsaw.
I remember the Xbox One. I got it late. I got into the Fable and I caught up with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. I'm not going to get the next one. Then I saw the trailer. Do you remember that trailer with that Mad World?
That was the first one. That was the first one.
Yeah.
I remember. I think that came out with the Xbox, or I can't remember.
Around me of a million faces.
And
such a good trailer.
Amazing.
We got it for Kurge's birthday, right? And me, Gaudi, and then
because it was a Christmas present.
His birthday's on the 24th, just before Christmas.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we got it as a gift. But
it was actually yours.
No. We got it as a gift. Then we sent him off on his birthday or day before on to Germany. And me and Gaudi sat down on through the nights. We completed it.
If only selfies were around back then, you could send them.
He was mega pissed. He had a good time, but he was mega pissed, man. We played that game I think we must have completed it, but before he came back, we must have completed it 3 times. It was insane. Oh man, I was so absorbed into that world. To the General Ram, man, what a name!
General
we
Ram.
all named back. I think this is when emails were getting prominent. You got to be using it, whatever.
Yeah.
So all of our names will have RAM at the end. So R4MM double M. That's how
Nice.
I still got that as my email. Gaushigan.dr. So he was badass, man. And you have to take him on that level on the train. Fuck.
It's awesome,
Bloody hell.
What are those things?
But he's covered in krill, isn't he?
Yeah.
Amazing,
and
man.
the train is going and
that's it.
Oh, man.
So good.
The krill was one of my. Have you ever watched Pitch Black?
Yeah.
You know those creatures that come out of at night.
They're scared of light, aren't they? Yeah.
I love that, and I'm so gutted they never bring that back afterwards.
Yeah.
That was one of
They've had a couple of little nods in the other ones, but they never really came back.
It was
have they?
so good. I know it was gimmicky, but just the fact that these things will. There's no light, you get fucking killed.
Yeah,
I love that aspect. There was so much.
There were parts when you're walking in the tunnel and you see people hey, over here, and the light went out. They're like,
It's so fucked up.
So good, mate.
I think it was just. I don't know. I wouldn't say the first sort of adult sort of. This was. I think it was the most at the time was a cinematic sort of gore that you saw, the fact that you could just run up and chainsaw them.
Yeah, the game was,
and the blood was spurt on the camera as well.
I know we were introduced to gore before, but this was in a whole new world.
Next level.
Did it come with multiplayer and horde mode with the first one?
Horde was never on the first one.
Okay.
Horde was introduced in number 2. Online was on the first one. Yeah,
because I remember my brother,
King of the Hill and Deathmatch on the first one.
My brothers got into it, but I know esports got in big in that.
Yeah,
proper.
Really?
Yeah, 4v4 that had the teams going on and stuff.
Wow.
It was quite good. I think this game might kickstarted the esport. I don't know. I could be wrong, but this is the first time I saw people actually going to tournaments and stuff. I was like, whoa, this is serious shit.
Serious. Yeah.
And to the extent they'd be rotating players. Oh, we need this kind of player. And man, it was mental.
It's absolutely insane.
I physically got the console
for that game.
For that game. Was it 360?
It was 360. Yeah, the first one.
We literally got it for that game. And hence why
console release.
every single part. Which one did I like? 5, the last one. Was it 5?
That's
all the other ones I always played at co-op.
Yeah,
I think it's made for co-op, isn't it?
Extra achievements as well. If you're achievement hunter to do online on co-op.
I haven't done it how my brother. I think it's called Iron Man or something, where you can't die.
Yeah,
you can't.
You can start all the way from beginning if you do. Yeah,
those mad father. I don't know how these fuckers done it.
Insane.
I think they've done it on the 3rd.
That's how professional these players get, man. It's ridiculous.
No, Little G and Coach done it.
Shut up.
Yeah,
did they actually get it?
Yeah, they've done it.
No,
dude, they've done. Oh man,
that's hard.
I saw them doing it. I was like, fuck you guys.
Just insane mode on Gears 4 is I can't even do it. We tried it. We attempted it at one point, didn't we? That's crazy.
Yeah,
but not dying. That's insane. I can't. You might be able to do the normal bits, but when you get to the boss, you're dying 100%.
It's happening.
Yeah, but I think you need to know your maps and stuff.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, I'd be super. They've been quiet on the recent one, so
I know
5 kind of let me down. I know going off topic.
5 is a massive letdown.
Keep saying yeah.
As much as I was hooked on the multiplayer aspect of Gears for a long time, I don't think I can get through anyone without a co-op.
Yes.
Co-op has to be done regardless.
Has to be.
And it's weird how you look at this game before it came out and you think this is just going to be like one of those single player game things, and the fact that they didn't have to put split screen co-op on there.
Right.
There's no reason for that whatsoever.
True.
But the fact that they took the time and did it is just that little extra for players to give that little thing, like the recent Halos haven't been doing that.
Yeah.
Gears has done that from day one. Has never
amazing.
gone back on it ever since.
Yeah, exactly.
Because people still do it.
Exactly.
And the fact I'm surprised it's on the list.
Right.
Yeah, of all
Honestly.
people, this guy. You know?
Do you know what's crazy about it though?
Also,
Ant?
I'm
Like,
super
honestly,
safe.
it was
Maybe
like,
Ant, but I was
Yeah.
like, I didn't see.
No, it's
I
definitely
told
not
you-
mine.
it's a surprise, huh? And
It is.
You know what's really interesting about this as well? Like, you had a sense of brotherhood playing this game with that other person with you, or even sisterhood if you're playing with someone, because you
I
felt
found
like you were
sexist to it,
actually
like-
kind of just playing together and kind of doing it together, like
Like
when
a
you
manly,
completed it.
like had that manly feel. Of that
Yeah,
game.
it just you complete it. You kind of like as you're progressing through it, and you're doing the missions. It's just like you feel like you're doing this together. Like when you think of it, you are thinking about her or him beside you doing it together, and it was the first time you felt that in gaming, like since the dawn of gaming.
That was one where you'd have that person next to you, and I don't know if you ever noticed playing the game, but certain soundtracks change when certain enemies arrive.
That's right.
So I'd be like, Greg, there's a boomer. It's going to be there any minute. You wait for it.
Like, boom.
Or you hear the screech of the what are they called? Wretches.
The wretches.
They go.
Yeah.
That thing, and
There's
you
the
can hear
glowing
them.
ones in it.
There's the glowing ones as well. It's like, there's Richard. Get your chainsaws, get ready. It's like,
literally shouting to each other and stuff. Yeah, looking out for each other and stuff. It's so
And
good.
so good.
The enemy types, as you said, berserkers, and there's things they fly on. I can't remember their names. And the
there's
big
pterodactyl-looking
fucking
things.
burrowing things.
I know you're about the sprawlers and stuff.
Some unique sort of like enemies that you've never seen. Like
Game
your normal type of enemies. It's not. It's completely different.
Definitely.
So I think that's
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it was my number one.
I
I couldn't hold
I'm quite surprised. I didn't think Gears. That's the first time that Gears has ever gone on his list ever.
I'm surprised.
Absolutely.
But he's obviously had that effect on him to put it on his number 2.
Definitely.
So you can take a seat now, sir. You're done for this episode.
Yeah.
But that was the that was the game that bought that console for you.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I think I've mentioned it previously, or my brother did, but literally we do this thing where we get gifts.
The
for each
remaster's
other.
good
Yeah.
from that. You have to admit.
Oh, I need to play the remastered version.
Dude, you'll love
Yeah,
it.
we
Just
did
to
it,
kind
didn't
of-
we?
We did it.
We did it,
It was
yeah.
one of the first game nights we
What
did.
was it
Amazing.
2 where I said I didn't like, but you said they did a DLC for it.
Yeah, sorry.
we
Yeah,
did that as well.
two had one of the first DLCs ever
Yeah.
made. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, it's different.
But there is a rumour mill. I'm hoping they're going to show it at the showcase this month. That there's meant to be remastered for 2 and 3 as
Really?
well, and Judgment.
Oh.
Fingers crossed.
So,
Fingers crossed, because they do need remastering.
when is it?
The 12th.
12th of
PlayStation's is tonight.
Tonight, I'm not
Yeah.
looking at anything.
That's why you got.
What
That's
time?
why you got it early, isn't it?
Is it
12th.
Ah.
12th. Which I believe is next Thursday. Next. Yeah.
It's going to be some good couple of days.
Yeah,
Can't
so
wait.
I'm hoping that's
Can't
going to
wait.
get announced because they do need remaster. It's
Yeah.
a shame they didn't do it with the first one. First
a
one,
proper
Ultimate Edition is
remaster.
good. It's on Game Pass. Give it a go, dude, please.
Yes, the remaster.
But is there anything else on your number 2?
No, I think that's enough said, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
So my number
Kids
2,
as
I'm going to cheat again. It's a split between 2 franchises, but it's essentially the same game.
Right.
That makes any sense?
Yeah.
And it is one of the ultimate family / Christmas night games you would have with your family. Party, birthday, whatever the fuck. Guitar Hero and Rock Band.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Right?
Dude.
Yeah,
And Jesus Christ!
Right?
Yeah.
Guitar Hero and Rock Band were the shit, mate.
My
They are one of
Damn.
the best fun times I've ever. Even my wife used to play it with me, and she doesn't play video games. But this game is so good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyone who doesn't know
wow.
what Guitar Hero Rock Band is, it's essentially playing a guitar to music, and you just pretty much match the colours to when you trigger the guitar, isn't
Guitar.
it?
Yeah.
But
yeah,
then obviously it got bigger where you can actually create your own band. You can have someone on the drums, you can have someone on the lyrics, you can have
Right.
someone on bass,
Yeah, yeah.
and obviously someone on guitar.
the setup.
Holy shit, man!
It had something
Right?
amazing to feel like you were actually playing
a
the
band.
music. It's so good.
Exactly.
And the amount of people, that got onto playing the guitar and the instruments because of this game.
Yep.
The testimonials is insane.
And there wasn't just one. They brought out countless games with more tracks on it.
Yeah, yeah,
and like
the
better
DLCs.
tracks. And then you had the DLCs. The DLC didn't come out till like 3 years after the games had come out.
absolutely.
So there was a reason to hold on to these guitars and all these band boxes and whatnot sort of
And
thing.
all the peripherals,
And I was
yeah.
like, holy shit! Oh my god! Some of my favorite bands had come on there.
Right.
Download that shit. Let's do that. Oh my god, so
Yeah.
good! I remember one time we
Amazing.
did. Rage Against Machines.
Oh.
Fuck you, don't do what you tell me. What's it called?
Like,
Killing in the Name of.
Killing in the Name of, yeah.
And obviously the Guitar Hero version's bleep, so you don't do it. But there's me on the vocals going, fuck you, I don't do what you tell me. My mum's in the background going, what's he saying? She's on the drums like, what's he saying?
I remember the beginning bit because like,
right?
Your mum was on the drums.
My mum was on the drums. There's me singing, oh, fuck you, I don't do what you tell me. My dad's on bass. My sister's on guitar.
Amazing.
Because obviously it's bleeps because you sing to it and you have to keep it in line with the height
with
and
the things.
And the thing.
I haven't played
with
the
the singing.
I've just played
And it's like, don't do what you tell me, don't do what you tell me. It's like, fuck you, I don't do what you tell me. My mum's there like banging the drums. What's he saying?
Amazing.
My mum being newborn Christian and all that, so yeah, she doesn't like swearing. But yeah, Guitar Hero, Rock Band, just so much fun. I remember one time the Rock Band brought out a Beatles version to it.
Yeah.
And even that was just,
amazing.
you know, again, my dad doesn't play video, or he used to play video games, doesn't play video games, but when the Beatles one come on,
you played it.
Whole nostalgia feel. And he's like, right, now let's do this song of theirs, now let's do theirs. And it's just
nice.
the interaction those games brought with you, not just with friends. I mean, not just with family, but friends would want to play it as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And then there is another one I really wanted to put on there. I'll put an honourable mention to it later, which was part of this franchise. Was another one that my friends just loved because of the style of music. Yeah. And that's the style that got them into the music they loved. The fact that you could actually play it. You know this is going, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Go on.
I'll just say it now. DJ Hero.
Oh, my God. Of course.
Did you ever play DJ Hero?
Yes, of course.
When you used to get a little spin and go...
Yeah, and he had the colour buttons
that's
and
right,
stuff.
yeah.
Amazing.
Part of it as well. But did you know that you could actually have the guitar and the DJ Hero in one?
No.
So someone could play guitar whilst fucking Jam Master Spinners. Yeah.
No way. That's
crazy.
Wow.
Crazy game.
The compatibility.
It's such a shame that they don't make these games now.
I was going to say, where is it gone at?
Yeah.
Like, well, to be honest, okay, so, you know, Ubisoft are bringing back the Rock Band franchise, but what they're doing is that you can plug in your actual guitar and play along to that.
That's kind of cool, yeah.
Which is really cool, because it's something that I would want to get into.
Wasn't there
because
something they brought out before that? I think it was called Rocksmith or something.
Sorry, Rocksmith. That's the name
That's
of it.
the one
Rocksmith.
they tried to like bring. Yeah. You could play, try and play it properly, wasn't
you can
it?
play it properly. So I remember the last, was it E3 last year? Did they have an E3? No, they had like a showcase. I remember, Ubisoft had a showcase, and they were showing all their games off, and one of them was to do with the latest Rocksmith that's going to still come out. And it's come, because I remember as a kid, like, do you remember thinking to yourself, wouldn't it be cool if you can actually plug your guitar in and play this?
Yeah.
And something like that. And it's finally come to the point where they've got the technology to do that, and it's a subscription service where it actually teaches you to play these songs. So you're actually learning to play.
It's not as fun though, is it?
It's not as fun. No, that's the thing.
Guitar Hero is more arcadey, just like get the colours.
Yeah,
do you remember the touchpad? Do you remember that?
You just go up and down, and then it stops and it doesn't feel the same again.
That's it, yeah.
I only played it a couple of times. I don't have much memory as you guys.
And do you remember Dragon Force?
Yeah. Oh my god, that was near enough impossible to do that.
There's videos right now of people trying to do it.
It's insane.
It's insane. Like I think my mate, like literally, I'd watched him do that, and I was like, "You're insane. Like you don't like you're not human to me." Anymore.
I actually had that add-on as well with Dragon Force, and it. Yeah. Oh my god, such a great game. But we used to have like when me and my wife had our first house that we sort of moved into. Yeah. Like this tiny 1-bedroom thing, and it had literally the kitchen, front room, table, Rock Band, like there in the corner. People would just come in and go, "Oh, let's give this a go." And that's what I love about this game. It's like people don't want to play it, but it's so fucking inviting. You know, it's like exactly. I want to play it. Oh, I don't want to go on lyrics. I want to do drums. I want to do you know. So anyone who's played these games knows how fun they are. Absolutely. Ubisoft, please bring them back because they are so much fun.
Absolutely,
bring up back the old nostalgia and just like. Bring back the good times that we all used to have with that. And bring DJ Hero back as well. DJ Hero was fucking awesome,
exactly.
by the way.
All these games, exactly. Like, seriously, I remember, like, at the time, I had a guitar and, like, a few friends would bring their guitar because you can play 2-player, the split screen. That's right, isn't it? And you can kind of just vibe, you know, with each other and play different parts of it. One of you's playing bass, one of you's playing
And that's what I love about it, because you had the 2-player for that, but then when you was the whole band, you just had the one screen.
The one screen.
And you would just have to follow which one's mine?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you remember when you had to, like, lift your guitar to do guitar power?
That was like the Legend of Rock.
I shit you not, right? I had Guitar Hero on the DS.
Right.
Do you remember Guitar Hero on the DS?
Oh, yeah.
On the DS?
So what you do is you take the plug out the bottom and you put the colours. So it's like a glove. You put it in your hands. You got the colours. You put it into into the DS bottom cart.
No way.
And then the touch screen at the bottom would be your guitar. But you go bling 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 bling. That was the
I've
DS
seen the
version.
case for it, but I've never seen how it's played. Wow.
Dude,
So sick.
that old crew room in the South Terminal, I used to be sitting in the corner there playing. So stupid, but brilliant.
Oh,
yeah,
amazing.
but anyway,
Amazing.
yeah, one of the all-time greatest Guitar Hero rock band. Give them a go, guys, if you can get hold of them. Number ones.
Hey.
It's number one.
So, Gal, take a seat, sir. Gears of War was your number one. So, Goku,
Terrible.
number one
my
co-op
God,
game of all time. Couch co-op game of all time.
Guy, man.
Feel bad for Gal. Sorry, Gal. I had no idea. Okay.
He can look for his
Number
honourable
one.
mentions whilst he's waiting.
Let's
Yeah.
start looking at it.
I'm hoping. Oh, you know what? Okay, no, I'll mention this. Okay, now my number one. Okay, you guys probably suss this out, but it's going to be Overcooked 2 for me.
Okay. I
Number
didn't
one.
suss it
Right,
out,
no
but
one
no,
sussed
go.
out. Okay. So yeah, Overcooked 2. Gal knows this game very well as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. So Gal's still pissed off because I go,
That should have been your number two.
yeah. God damn it.
Guy, man.
So you mentioned Overcooked 2, Paul,
Right.
but anyone who hasn't listened
Yes.
before, please tell them
Alright.
what it's about.
So basically, all it is you're a chef, and you have a few chefs in the kitchen, and you're
basically moving out,
cooking.
but cooking myself.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the
I'm joking,
moving
I'm
out
joking.
game I mentioned before.
So one's like doing the
But
dishes,
cooking.
one cooks,
Yeah.
isn't it? And one's getting the ingredients and stuff.
Exactly, yeah. So you're basically like running a kitchen. You're doing a very simplified version, but what makes it difficult, it's very, family friendly, family oriented, everything. But the great thing about this is when you're playing it together, with your friends, with your family members, it's just the funnest game you can play, and it really is. You start off with a small scale kitchen, and as things go, as time goes on,
the kitchen splits up, and
you go
so
into
much chaotic
space.
things.
Yeah, pirate ships are involved and stuff like this. It's just ultimately trying to cook the dishes that are being ordered by.
Ordered at the top, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And you're sourcing the ingredients, and as the game, it starts off very simple. So the first level is more like just cutting up lettuce and giving out the lettuce, and then after that more things get involved and you get more
Sushis
kitchens,
and burgers, pasta and all
more
that.
recipes. Yeah, it's insane, right?
And you work as a team to try and do all these
you basically
objectives, yeah?
work as a team. Yeah, so you work together as a team, and that's the greatest thing about it. So because you're playing together in a room, it forces you to talk to each other. It's all about communication. You can't do this game without communication if you're playing it as a co-op, right? So you've got to talk to each other and say, okay, you go to the dishes, you get this cut and do this and do that, So ultimately it works if you have a head chef who kind of controls it, and there's so much strategy. One person can just be involved in, just cutting stuff, and the other person's involved of doing the dishes and taking the food out and stuff like that. That's when it kind of works good, That's what makes it really good. So I remember like playing this at Gal's house. And again, I think I said this on a previous episode. It's the one game that Big J finally got into.
I was going to say, this is the one
right,
that...
exactly. Because this jabroni would not play video games.
Yeah.
Like, you just sit there like a loser, right? Okay. And
watch us play.
Absolutely. And just watch us play. And we'll feel bad. And finally, something just sparked in his brain, and he's like, oh, maybe I can play this game. And he played it and he really enjoyed it. To the
He
point
started
where
strategizing, pausing.
he started strategizing. Yeah, Big J's like, he'll just like focus on one thing and it's like limitless. Like, equations are going.
He's like the
in his head.
football coach of the group, isn't he?
Absolutely, yeah. He's like,
So
got,
you
like,
would do the
battle
dishes,
plans.
and what you're going to do is you're going to come back,
Yeah.
you're going to grab that lettuce, you're going to pass it to Coco.
and you'll repeat it again,
Yeah.
so it gets into your head, and you'll repeat it one more time, and it's like, okay, we got it the first time, Jay, it's all good. Right? So it's like, yeah, but it was nice to see him like get into this, and it kind of shows that it's
That
something
people that don't play
people
games
don't
can
play
get
games
into it.
Yeah.
Can get into it. Yeah, it's really, really fun. And what makes it even better is that when you finish the game, there's all these DLCs coming out. You've got seasonal DLCs like Chinese New Year, and they'll have like inspired dishes, and Christmas with the turkeys, and Summer Madness, and all this and all that.
But you
India
can
or
also
something.
get different levels, can't you? Where the
Yeah.
kitchen's moving or something,
That's
or you need
right.
to cross the road to get things
Absolutely,
and whatnot.
and that's
so
what
it
makes
ups
it
the ante,
really,
doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So you got to throw stuff off, or before that boat leaves for the other side, you got to put items on it, get it taken to the other side, little things like that.
That's one of my favourite ones when
incredible.
when it leans like it's on a boat, but then
everything moves across.
That's right.
Do
Yeah,
you
I
remember
that.
the van? Well, it's in the back of a van, and then
Yes.
it's a lorry or something,
and
and it
it's
splits.
moving. Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, ridiculous.
it's like why is it splitting?
It's
Exactly.
aggravating, but it's good fun.
It's good,
man.
innit?
So
It's good
much
fun.
fun. Yeah, it's so good. It's one of those things where, so if you get 1 star, so as you play the game, like certain levels, you need certain stars to unlock that level. So if you're getting 3 stars all the way, it's fantastic.
No, I think you
But,
can. As long as you get a star, it's fine.
Yeah, and then there's somewhere because your star count goes up, right?
Oh,
and then certain levels are like you need to get
even more
stars.
That's it,
Yeah, so it forces you to go
and
back.
there's that bonus level. It's like,
But that's
like
kind of good though, because there's
Mario
replayability then,
Absolutely,
isn't it?
yeah. So it forces you to.
Or if
play
you're like
those
me, you got
again.
that itch. You're like, no, I've got to get two
No, that's how we
stars.
played it. We're like,
Yeah,
no, I said it. Sorry, if we don't get any 3 stars, we're going back to do 3 stars.
And we're going to do 3 stars.
That's how
Really
we did
like
it.
that.
And I can't remember how far we
Yeah.
got though, but
Yeah, I think we got halfway through the game.
yeah,
And then,
it was good fun, man. It was so good
So much
to get
fun.
back on it.
Definitely, yeah. That's right. So when I think to myself, okay, I question myself, like, why is it my number one? It's fun because it's kind of like a culmination of couch co-op. You know, it had a lot of
Strategizing and also getting non-video gamers to play.
Exactly, right. So, you know, you have games like Gears of War, right? It was brilliant. It was linear in the sense that, you know, the game was set so things can happen. You're basically playing it and visualizing that cinematic experience. But this one, anything can happen, but every action you make has a consequence on the game.
You have to
right?
you have to figure
Consequence
out
on the team, doesn't it?
Exactly.
You have to figure out how to do it.
Absolutely. You can't let yourself down because that's letting the team down, right? So everyone has like parts of like, you know, cog in this whole kind of machine kind of thing, working together and trying to get it done and stuff. That's what made it really, really like good for me. So, you know, it was fun. It was fun in the sense that also non-players can play it as well.
That's it.
You know, so no one with any
Easy to get in, isn't it,
qualifications,
really?
Easy to get in. You just pick up a controller and play, and that's why I had to be number one.
Good choice.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to be number one.
Really?
Because you had Moving Out, and it's like, he can't be out of overcooked in there as well, surely.
Yeah.
Because they're essentially the same game, just different theme.
And
But
all of a sudden he has Gears of War as number 2. Oh, where the fuck did that come from? I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Shocker, isn't it?
This guy.
But no, it's a good choice. You got anything else on that at all?
No, that's it. Yeah, that's all.
Big Gal, you got? Do you want to say anything on that?
Overcooked?
No, I think we had it as a multiplayer. I had it as a multiplayer game.
It was my yeah.
He's pretty much said, well, yeah, it is. Like I said, it's a cracking game.
So because you've sat on the sofa for this one, I'm going to give you 3 chances to guess what my one is. Ready? Go.
Do I know it?
Maybe.
Maybe not.
I feel like I should know this.
Maybe 1, maybe 2.
Maybe 3. Who knows?
Can I have 3 guesses?
Yeah, go.
Is it a fighting game?
No.
Fuck, I'm lost now. I thought it was a fight.
All right. Well, so my number 1, no one's going to hear.
Halo.
Nope.
Fuck off.
It's not Halo. Honorable mention.
Oh.
Okay.
You want one more guess before I say it?
It's so funny.
Have we played it together?
Sure.
Windjammers.
Yes!
Oh.
My number 1 couch co-op game of all time is Windjammers.
Yeah.
Windjammers on the Neo Geo.
This guy's are good at it. Oh
my
So
God.
this game has been around now for 28 years. Okay, I remember playing this game. If anyone remembers Crawley or knows Crawley very well, where I live at the moment, there used to be a place called Pepe's Golden Griddle, and it was a place. It was like a cafeteria, if you will, or cafe, if you will, that had a little arcade section to it as well, and it would have like this little Neo Geo, best of Neo Geo sort of games, and you could pick what game you want. And then I come across this game called Windjammers. Windjammers is essentially a frisbee game where you just essentially, throw it back to one another, and there's certain parts behind these characters where if you hit it behind them in the corner, it could give you 3 points. If you
Like
get it
a
straight in the
goal,
middle, it give you 5 points. First to 15 points wins. But there's all these ridiculous things, how you can throw the frisbee certain ways. It would rebound off the ring. You can curl it. If it's up in the air and you're going to catch it, you can do all these superpowers, and you can just fucking really lob it at the guy, sort of thing. It's so fun. It's so addictive. And the fact that this game, I remember this game, but I never got the chance to own a Neo Geo. Neo Geo was strictly a very Japanese-owned console. Yeah. Unless you got it imported and paid big money for it, you could get it. For years and years and years, I remember this game. Obviously, Pepe's Golden Griddle closed down. I couldn't have access to the arcade anymore. And now we have the beauty of emulators. Yeah. I used to get a couple of emulators and go back to that game and replay it. But I never knew that there was such a... Apparently in France, it's a big game. There's a massive, massive fan base to it. So PlayStation 4 re-brought it back and re-released it on the PlayStation 4.
Wow.
And if you bought it on there, you can...
actually, you're right. Yeah,
if you bought it on there, you would have access to playing it on your Vita as well, so you could play it both there. And the fact that there's such a massive fan base to it now, that the fans in France created Windjammers 2, which has just come out on the Game Pass.
Okay.
Which again is like
that took a while to come out, though,
which is like the 30-year-old game redone, if you will, with new characters, same replayability, same style of game. So much fun, so addictive. Still champion at it, by the way.
Too good, man.
But we've had game nights of playing it, and it is so competitive, and it's literally just throwing a frisbee at one another. It's so much fun. Yeah. Go cool. I implore you to play it, mate.
I've never heard of this game.
Yeah,
you need to give it a chance.
Wow.
It's so good.
Okay.
Like, the fact that I've had this game on my mind for nearly 30 years.
Yeah.
And it came out on the Wii. Sorry, beg your pardon. So it came out on the Wii a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
We used to play that during night shifts
how
as well.
Because he told me about
there
it.
There were other people that were looking at it and like, what are you playing? Oh, let's give this a go.
We're literally shouting away in the crew. We're like, oh, no.
Yeah, like it's a football game or wrestling game. Yeah. We're literally shouting at the screen, and you cannot help it because that's what this game does to you. It's like I said, it's a first to 15, but there's other ways, depending on what map you go on, the scoring board is done differently.
Right.
Like, for example, the 5 pointers might be on the corners instead of just like this tiny thing in the middle. Sure. So it's easier to get 5 points now, and it might be over even quicker.
And some maps it gets bigger and bigger depending on who's losing or winning. Bigger,
or sometimes you've got a map that's got stuff in the middle which can deflect the frisbee even more. Right. So you might think it's going downwards, it's going to go upwards if it hits that.
Whoa.
So good, so much replayability. You could do tournaments with it with friends and whatnot. The fact that there's a sequel out now, which is 30 years in the making. If that just unbelievable, the fact that this game has just come back from out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Wow. A small little Neo Geo game. Of all the decent Neo Geo games that are out there, how the fact that Windjammers has survived the test of time and is still around today.
Still holds up, even the original still holds up. Even though it's like pixelated, sort of like Streets of Rage sort of stuff. It's so good still.
It is ridiculous fun. Dead cheap to play, easy to play,
right?
So fucking easy to play.
Everyone in the mothers can play it. It's so
really?
good.
Wow.
Trust me.
It's just I cannot deny this being my number one. I've had so many good times with it myself, as well as playing with friends. It's better to play with friends than it is on your own, of course. But goddamn, Windjammers, guys, give this game a go. It's a frisbee game, but it's so damn good.
So
that's my number one. I had to get in there, dude. Seriously had to. Would anyone like to do some honourable mentions?
Yeah, I've got a few.
Yeah.
So I'm basically just going to go out there and say any fighting game as well.
Yeah.
Which I didn't put on there, which I should have done, like your Tekkens, your Street Fighters, your Mortal Kombats. We did a Mortal Kombat tournament a while ago, whatnot. Any fighting game, especially Tekken Tag as well. Any fighting game.
Yeah.
That's an honourable mention. Time Splitters, definitely.
Until Dawn.
Until Dawn.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's the 6-player like story player. It's like
the PS4 game.
Yeah, it's.
I didn't realise there was multiplayer.
Yeah, you can pick all the 6 players. And you can just carry on with the story.
It's like
what's that prison game you said? No Way Out.
No Way Out. Yeah.
It's similar like that. We should do that as a night out.
GoldenEye, definitely. That was one I missed out as well.
Borderlands.
Definitely. Borderlands is so good.
All right, guys. This might come as a shock to you. Did you know Portal 2 was a
Oh my god, of course it is. Yes, Portal 2 is amazing.
Portal 2. Friggin'
Halo Reach was my of the Halo games because again used to have Halo nights back in the day.
Yeah,
and even though the rest are all good as 4-player split screens, Halo Reach has the best maps. I don't care what anyone says about Halo games. Halo Reach has got the best damn maps, and anyone who plays Battle Canyon with me knows my sniper spots. So that's why Halo Reach has got to go on there as well.
Broforce, Cuphead.
Cuphead.
This one was in my...
Broforce!
Yeah.
Broforce is good.
I think I mentioned it in the multiplayer.
Cuphead's good, yeah.
Diablo 3 was in my list, but I...
okay.
Co-op, isn't it? Yeah. Okay.
John's going to be so happy. You really fucking should know Diablo.
Streets of Rage.
Streets of Rage, yeah.
I think you've
any sides beat 'em up, really, yeah.
That's all my ones.
Guys, there's one. This is like a bit of an abstract one, but it's actually... I can imagine this to be so much fun. This is something you can play on the VR headset, so the Oculuses and the PSVR.
Ooh, okay.
It's a game called Keep Talking and No One Explodes. So it's basically a game
I think you mentioned that.
Yeah, where you're a bomb disposal guy. So you've got the headset, and all you see is like the buttons and like the countdown thing.
And then they tell you what you got to do or something.
That's right. So you're wearing the headset, so all you see is the bomb. Right? Yep. You're in the room with this device, but then the guys who are sitting around you are on the TV screen. They've got like documents and schematics, and they've got to try and tell you how to defuse this bomb.
Nice.
Apparently, it's really.
I think
fun.
I've seen that before. I've not played it though. It does sound a lot of fun.
Really, really
see, I want more games to see if I want to invest in the VR though.
Yeah. See games like this.
There's more coming out.
That'd be so cool.
Going back to what you mentioned about the buzzers earlier.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if it had it on the PS3, but I had it on the 360, and there was a game called Seen It,
Oh,
I don't know if you've heard of it. So
is that
basically,
Luffy quiz?
yes. So
Yeah.
it was essentially a board game.
Okay.
That came with the DVD. It was one of the first ones to come with the DVD.
Oh, wow.
But they brought it to the PS. To
the
the
Xbox?
Xbox 360,
Yeah.
and it came with wireless buzzers.
Oh, no way.
So that's why I was like thinking they
that's so
can
cool.
do it.
So it's possible.
So they should have done it with buzz and brought it
Yeah,
back out, sort of thing,
definitely.
with wireless stuff.
Oh, that would have been
The scene
so
it was
cool.
good, but no one would play with me because I like movies. Everyone knows we're going to lose if they had another team. So.
You're the best there.
Exactly. yeah.
That's all my
That's all your honourable
right?
mentions.
Yeah, wow.
I think we did pretty well, apart from the Gears of War clash. But hey,
Yeah.
still a good pick,
It
sir.
happens, yeah.
Still a damn good
Oh,
pick.
yeah. Caught me by surprise. I did not expect you from having that.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So I think, should we leave it there, guys, and say goodnight?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
this.
good
All right, guys. If you enjoyed what you listened to, follow us on Facebook at the M.T.V.B podcast, or
You can also follow us on Instagram at M.T.V.B podcast.
Or TikTok at MTV Podcast 197.
on Twitter at M.T.V.B podcast 1. Guys, Gokul, Big Gal, thank you for coming on the show.
No,
Anytime.
thank you.
And I insist.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
I insist. Thank you.
And then we hope to see you soon. Thanks for listening, guys. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.